count this rascal?
Yes, sir. We have to count every critter on the place. And hide them in the cellar. Because if we don't, the Yankee soldiers will steal them.
Even a bear?
Why, you can't hardly find a bear in Georgia. Ever since Sherman's retreat to the sea.
How's this, Granny?
Dandy. He can slip into the Union ranks and spy for us.
Ain't?
They'll never spot him. He'll be just one of the crowd.
Ride with Sergeant like you said, Granny.
Don't worry, Ellie. With his brains, the Yankees will promote him to a major by sundown.
It's 3 o'clock.
A born Yankee if I ever seen one.
What in the blue blazes?
Take that pig down to the cellar.
Yes, ma'am.
Ellie, you get the others down there, too.
Yes, Granny. Come on, Bessie.
No. Leave the blue-leg sergeant here. That thing will stampede stop, like the sight of a Yankee uniform.
Down in the cellar, everybody.
Granny, what's going on down there?
Nothing. Go back to bed.
You know it's 3 o'clock in the morning?
Yes, I do. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. There. Go back to bed.
What's all them critters doing in the house?
We're hiding the livestock from Grant's army. In my granny's days, we had woods and swamps to hide in. But when you live in a hole like Beverly Hills, you gotta make do.
Come on, Bertha.
Granny, have you still got it in your craw that General Grant is alive?
Alive. And planning to attack the Culpeper plantation this morning at dawn. I heard him say so.
You heard General Grant?
I heard him and seen him. Right down at Army Reserve headquarters where Jethro went. He was smoking a big stogie and stewed to the gills.
Hey, think a minute. General Grant would have to be close to 150 years old.
And he ain't got a gray hair in his head.
A smoking, drinking man living to be 150? How could that be?
The only way I can explain it is that he was smoking Virginia tobacco and drinking Tennessee whiskey. Where you go?
I'm going back to bed.
You mean you ain't gonna fight with your family?
I've been fighting with you for 2 days.
I mean shoulder to shoulder against Grant and his bushwhacking foreigners.
Granny, supposing that all this nonsense you've been talking is true, why would the North want to commence a fracas in Los Angeles?
So they can attack under cover of smog. This is your last chance. After the war, it's gonna go hard on you, Yankee sympathizers.
Sure do appreciate this, Miss Jane.
My pleasure.
Looks like I'm going to be on time for the board of directors meeting after all.
Did you ever find out what happened to Jethro?
Well, likely Granny's got him and Ellie out scouting for Yankees.
Does Granny honestly believe that the North is going to reopen the Civil War?
She does.
Well, can't you talk her out of it?
Miss Jane, mules come to Granny for stubborn lessons. She vows and declares she's seen General Ulysses S. Grant over at the Army Reserve headquarters.
It's a fine time to show up with a hangover. You were supposed to be at the Culpeper plantation at dawn this morning.
I couldn't find it.
They would have taken you there from the studio.
I couldn't find a studio either.
Well, where did you get into your makeup?
Who's wearing makeup?
This beard is real?
Oh, please, that hurts.
Your beard hurts?
Even my hair is sore.
Oh, fine. You're in no condition to shoot.
Oh, yes, I am. Here, would you please? Ah, what was that?
The telephone.
Oh, wait here, either answer it or shoot it.
Colonel Blake speaking. Okay, put him on. You're in for it now. The producer is calling.
Tell Cousin Abe hello.
Hello, Abe. Yes, he staggered in here a few minutes ago. I'll ask him. Where have you been for the last 2 days?
Bull Run.
He doesn't have any idea where he's been. Really? The director just walked off the picture.
I'll have him shot.
But, Abe, you just hired me as a technical advisor. I'm a Civil War expert, not a movie director. Well, yes, I suppose I could direct the battle scene for you. I'll do it only on one condition, that I'm the absolute boss. That means your cousin with a beard ache will have to do exactly as I say. The deal? Fine. Bye, Abe. On your feet, General. Hangover Green is going to war. All right, General, this is your last ride in the car for a few days. From now on, wake up!
Where are we?
This is the Culpeper Plantation, which you are going to capture with a death-defying charge.
Oh.
They've got the white horse ready for you.
Oh, great. And not too much soda.
You're going to ride it, not drink it.
Instead of a white horse, could I have a white flag? I'd like to surrender now.
Colonel Blake?
Yes?
Yes, I'm Foster Finney, your assistant.
Oh, glad to meet you.
What can I do to help?
Well, you can send these technical fellows and all this equipment back to the studio. We're going to spend the rest of the day just rehearsing the action.
Yes, sir.
And there are still a few mistakes in some of the uniforms.
May I go back to
Get
the...
on the horse. You're the biggest mistake in uniform.
I don't know how to ride.
We'll teach you. Now, you're going to charge down that hill past the overseer's house through a hail of bullets. Gallop up to this mansion and demand the surrender of the Confederate commander.
I don't want all the glory. Why can't my aide gallop through the hail of bullets?
I would be happy to demand the surrender of the rebels, sir.
I thought I told you to change into a Confederate uniform.
The producer of this picture, my esteemed father-in-law, said I could be on the winning side.
Doesn't Abe ever run out of relatives? With old cousin Bright Eye here leading the charge, it may not be the winning side.
Nevertheless, with your kind permission, sir, I will be honored to deliver the surrender ultimatum.
Listen, Colonel, with that accent, the only thing you can deliver is a bucket of fried chicken.
Colonel Blake, I've dismissed the crew and they're loading the equipment.
Good. Now, have one of the Confederate soldiers change uniforms with Colonel Chitlin here.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. The Confederates aren't here yet. The studio bus broke down.
Oh, boy. How soon will they be here?
Pretty soon. They're coming on foot.
What a war. Get on the horse!
Hey, look coming up the street.
Confederate soldiers.
It's our glorious boys in gray. Hide that Yankee, Billy?
Well, he's out of sight, Granny.
Hello, boys. Are you headed for the Culpeper Plantation?
Yes, ma'am.
Where is it?
Just up the street.
Well, you better get a move on. General Grant's likely took the place by now.
The last I heard, they won't start shooting till after lunch.
That'll give us time to get our weapons and join you. Hold out till we get there. B for Vicksburg!
Just call me Beauregard.
But aren't you supposed to be at that board of directors meeting with Mr. Clampett?
I was there just long enough to learn the situation. Granny is planning to battle General Grant and the Union Army. And we Southerners must stick together in this hour of peril.
You big phony. You were born in Chicago.
South Chicago.
I know this whole thing is just a figment of Granny's imagination.
But a golden opportunity for you all truly. Never again will she draw her money from my bank and stuff it in her mattress. Never again will she urge my largest depositor to secede from California and return to the hills. Granny can never forget that when she sounded the alarm, one lone, brave, magnificent figure in gray stepped forward to stand at her side, unflinching, undaunted, and unscrupulous. Get into your uniform.
Mr. Drysdale.
General Milburn, Beauregard, Nathan Bedford, Stonewall, Drysdale, at your service.
Are you on our side?
I am on the side of truth, justice, honor, and victory.
That's our side. Bless you. You're the first to rally to our cause.
I even brought my orderly. Step in here, Private.
Oh, the poor boy. He's nothing but skin and bone. Have you been in prison, son?
Yes, the Commerce Bank.
Miss Jane.
Just one of the many faithful employees who begged to follow their beloved general into battle.
Would you like to have a gun?
Oh, boy, would I.
Mr. Drysdale, I owe you an apology. I always thought that you was a man that only cared about money.
Perish the thought.
And here you are, leaving your bank to fight for the USA.
Yeah. USA?
Undefeated Southerners of America.
Yes. Oh, I only hope I meet Grant face to face.
Let's drink to that.
Not for me, Granny. I haven't had lunch.
I've got some battle rations in the pantry yonder.
No, thank you.
Go get some yard bird.
What's the matter, Miss Jane? Don't you like jerky?
What can I say? I work for him.
Say when, Beauregard.
Who? Oh, no, thank you, Granny. I'll just have some of your delicious coffee.
A soldier's entitled to a little nip just before the battle. General Grant drinks plenty.
Yes, that must be true.
Grant's got the only army that travels on its liver.
What's that?
The oven timer. Hey, Granny, your mini balls is done.
You and Miss Jane take care of it. I gotta fill my first aid kit.
This is your first aid kit?
Alcohol is a deadly antiseptic, especially when it's applied internally.
Granny, I got the stock fed and watered and... Mr. Drysdale!
General Drysdale, Ellie. And over yonder is Private Hathaway.
Y'all are fighting with us, huh?
Like tigers.
Well, come on, everybody. Ready to go.
Where are we going?
To lick out General Grant.
Oh, sure. Let's go. Fall in behind your general.
Okay, start the attack. Okay, send Grant down the hill again.
Rally, men! Rally! Follow me!
Congratulations. That time you almost made it all the way down the hill.
Are you sure Grant never used a buggy?
I'm very sure. Now let's try it again. And this time, if you fall off, draw your pistol and lead the charge on foot. Now, a sniper on that roof will shoot off your hat. You fire at him, and he'll fall in those cotton bales. That'll be the cue for the cannon to open up. They'll blow off the front door. You fight your way through the rest of the Confederates, dash into the mansion, and overpower the commanding officer. Okay?
If I'm going to do all of that, I've got to have a double.
Nothing doing. It's going to be you.
I mean a double martini.
Get on that horse.
I can't keep taking those falls.
You're wearing enough padding to stop a bullet. Now mount up. And pick up your wardrobe on the way up there. And please, this time, try not to lose your hat. All right, now let's have another rehearsal. And this time with the cannon.
What's all that racket?
Sounds like gunfire.
That sneaky Grant is attacking early. What time is it, Jethro?
Attacking?
Let's see. The mouse's hands is on 11 and 2. And his tail is moving down towards the 6. That means...
Never mind. We'll lose the war waiting for Hickory Dickory Dock. Take the guns, Jethro. We'll move in on foot, and we'll turn your flank. Come on, General. This is your chance.
What are you talking about?
Them Yankees brung in a cannon.
Yeah, them Confederate soldiers didn't have none.
You mean someone is actually shooting
Here the guns, Granny.
Lead us to glory, Beauregard. And if you fall in battle, we'll see that you rest in a hero's grave.
I got this.
Look at that. He's gonna lead us with cold steel. We'll follow you into the jaws of death.
All right, everybody, back to your places. Hello, Foster. I'm coming up on top of the hill this time. I want to get a bird's eye view of this fiasco.
Everything's quiet. It sounds like the battle's over.
That cannon turned the tide. It's too late.
Oh, what a shame. Robbed of my finest. Oh, maybe there's still some Yankees there. Let's go jump them.
Yeah. Lead us, General.
Well, it just so happens my soldier...
Never mind, Beauregard. By now, the Yankees have looted the place and moved on. That's their way.
Just let me reap my vengeance on them Blue Devils. Oh, my name isn't Milburn Beauregard, Nathan Bedford Stonewall.
Chicken Drysdale.
Our boys have rallied. Charge!
They went that way, General.
I just remembered. I didn't brush my teeth this morning.
Our side's winning, Granny.
Yeah, the Yankees are falling back.
Hey, look, yonder comes General Grant.
Rally, men! Rally!
That devil! He's turning the top. Steering the gun. I wanted him alive. I ain't got no choice.
Dropped you, Granny.
Naturally.
Look, he's getting up.
I must have got him in the liver. That's what I've done, all right. It's gotta be cast iron after 150 years of drinking.
My aching back.
Charge!
Granny, he's got a pistol.
Reload for me, honey.
I'll get him, Grant.
Just give him Jethro, he's mine.
Hey, that's pretty close, Charlie.
He's got one of our boys.
Reloaded, Granny.
You didn't drop him, Granny.
I forgot. He's had 150 years of riding, too.
It's that Yankee cannon.
They blowed off the front door.
Let's see where they're firing from. I'm gonna capture that rascal.
Throw them with mini balls, Jethro. Give them Yankees a taste of grace.
Look, Granny, General Grant's headed for the house. This rifle ain't reloaded.
Hand me my shotgun. He's tough, but this'll stop him. Bullseye.
This is an aching back.
You make a dandy bullet, Ellie. Cover me, Ellie. I'll rally our troops and take Grant alive. Rally, boys! Set the Yanks to running! We beat them once and we can do it again! Charge them!
Well, we'd better do what she says. She's one of Abe's relatives. Charge, men!
Lost the battle, General Grant, but they're a brave foe, and I aim to save them. I've done my duty as a soldier, now comes my duty as a doctor. Here, this will keep Ladyfinger's poison from setting in.
Did you say poison?
Not this stuff. Look! Just a minute. I've been through a battle, too.
Oh, I see. They were just shooting the movie. Well, look, Miss Jane, let's not say nothing to Granny. This has been the biggest thing in her life. I just hope she wasn't too rough on General Grant. She had blood in her eye when she went...
Dead! you to meet a old buddy of mine, General Ulysses S. Grant.
S for Shenandoah. Most beautiful valley in all the world.
Yulie, honey, why did you let Phil Sheridan plunder it like you done?
That's all right, Daisy. Don't you worry. Next time I see him, I'll have him shot.
Shall we drink to that?
Immediately.
I think the North and the South have done patched things up for a while.
Away, away, away.
Well, Colonel Blake,
Good morning, Mr. Clampett.
how's everything down at Army Reserve?
Much better, now that I've almost finished my work on that Civil War movie.
Oh, I understand Grant and the young uns jumped right in the middle of that battle scene you were directing. I'm awful sorry about that.
It was just a rehearsal. Besides, Granny did me a big favor when she captured General Grant. Yes, he's the producer's cousin, and a terrible actor.
I'd appreciate it if you didn't let on to Granny that he was just an actor. You see, she thinks she captured the real Ulysses S. Grant.
He didn't tell her?
Well, no. You see, they had a few sips out of Granny's jug, and he wound up thinking he really was Ulysses S. Grant. Before it was over, he'd apologize for Vicksburg, give back Richmond, and promise to shoot Sherman for burning Atlanta.
Jed, it's that Yankee lover.
Now, Granny.
It's true, Jed. It was in his office that I heard General Grant planning the attack on the Culpeper plantation. And he was giving him advice.
Well, Granny, that was my job. I was,
He was outranked.
Yes, you see, I'm only a colonel, and when the general asked me for advice, it was my job to give it to him.
Now, don't go putting the blame on Yulie.
Yulie?
General Grant.
You liked him?
For a 150-year-old cigar-smoking, whiskey-drinking, south-scorching, carpet-bagging Yankee general, he ain't a bad sort.
Yes, sir. Old Grant seemed like a pretty decent sort of fella.
I paroled him, didn't I?
This has been an interesting slant on the Civil War.
What war?
He meant to say the war between the states.
It was the war between the North and the USA.
You're right, Granny, but I'm sure that Colonel Blake didn't come over here to talk about that. Let's go inside.
As a matter of fact, I came over to talk about Jethro joining the Army Reserve.
Y'all go and sit down. I'll see can I find Jethro.
Thank you.
He's a fine boy, Colonel. Strong as ox. Good scrapper, too.
That's why I want him.
You ought to have seen him at the Battle of the Culpeper Plantation. Captured a Yankee cannon, single-handed. Took the whole gun crew. Stacked them up like cordwood.
Yes, I know. I was there directing the battle.
Aha! So it was you.
Now, don't forget, I was only taking orders.
You was given orders. I know General Grant wouldn't have started that ruckus. He learned his lesson when the South whooped him the first time.
Oh, well, but...
Shame on you, goading that poor old man into another hopeless uprising.
The man said Jethro's going to town.
Good. I don't want him joining the Army Reserves nohow.
Why not?
'Cause it was them that was trying to get the North to secede again.
Now, wait a minute.
I'm going to write my congressman about it, too.
Oh, no, please don't do that. I give you my word, the Army Reserve had nothing to do with Grant's attack.
I'll believe that when I hear it from Grant.
Okay, you'll hear it from the general himself. But just don't write your congressman, please. I'll see you later.
There was no call to jump the colonel like that. He seemed like a real nice fella. Besides, he's a good friend of Mr. Drysdale.
That cinches it. Any friend of General Beauregard Drysdale ain't to be trusted.
General Beauregard?
Bolton Beauregard, the coward of Culpeper Plantation.
Whatever are you talking about?
He come strutting in here, wearing the gray, bragging how he'd like to meet Grant face to face, saying that his body would form a living shield to protect the flower of Southern womanhood. But when the shooting started, he turned tail and run.
Maybe he seen you didn't need him. It was just a small skirmish. Nobody hurt.
Nobody hurt. Men was falling like flies. I shot General Grant off his horse myself. If he hadn't been drinking for 150 years, it'd have killed him.
What you mean?
I hit him in that cast iron liver.
Hello?
Hello, Chicken Drysdale. This is the flower of Southern womanhood. I'm taking my money out of your bank.
I heard a noise and Chief! A 50 should do it.
General Grant.
Steve, what happened?
Granny's drawing her money out of my bank, and it's your fault.
My fault.
Whose idea was it to dress me up in a Confederate general's uniform?
Yours.
Then whose idea was it for me to lead the charge?
Yours.
But whose idea was it to retreat?
Yours.
There you see, I'm the only one around here who ever comes up with an idea. And I've just come up with another one. Oh, Granny will love me.
What is it?
I'm taking Grant's picture off the $50 bill and replacing it with Robert E. Lee.
Hello. I just got your call. I'm back in the picture, huh?
If you'll do me one little favor,
Name it.
go talk to Granny.
Forget it.
Oh, what's the matter?
That little woman is dangerous. She wings you with her shotgun and finishes you off with her jug.
Well, hardly. She's mad at me. She blames the Army Reserve for that battle at the Culpeper Plantation. Tell her it was you.
Tell her it was a movie.
Then she'll really be mad. The proudest moment of her life was when she captured General Ulysses S. Grant.
After she shot me full of lady fingers, I'm still picking crumbs out of my back.
She threatens to write her congressman. The newspapers will have a field day.
That is your problem. I'm not going near that nutty little broad.
Well, think of the headlines. Hillbilly millionaire ambushes Army Reserve. Captures General Grant.
I have an instant replay on that.
Ambushes Army Reserve. Captures General Grant.
No. The flip side.
Hillbilly millionaire?
That's the tune. Sing some more.
Well, my friend Drysdale tells me that Clampett is worth about $60 or $70 million. And a fourth of that is Granny's.
Oh, let me have that dear little lady's address.
You'll go?
Well, after all, she captured and paroled me. As an officer and a gentleman, it is my duty to report.
Oh, come in, Colonel.
Mr. Clampett?
General Grant, nice to see you again.
Good to see you, Mr. Clampett. And here is my charming conqueror, the beautiful belle of the battlefield.
Oh, did we interrupt your lunch?
Oh, my goodness. That's Jethro's pacifier.
Granny, Colonel Blake wants to talk to Jethro, so why don't you take the general and go sit in the parlor yonder?
Oh, that's an excellent idea.
General, I believe you were going to explain that the attack on the Culpeper Plantation was your idea, not the Army Reserve.
Oh, that's true. I am to blame. I'm entirely at fault.
Now, don't go to faulting yourself. Let's put it this way. You still have a perfect record.
I have?
You ain't never won a battle against the South.
Well, Colonel, boy is all yours. He'll make you a dandy soldier.
Oh, I know that. I saw him in action. All he has to do now is take the written test.
Well, I won't be no hell to a stepper like Jethro. He's had 12 years of school and graduated highest in his class.
I'm embarrassed to even ask him to come down and take our simple little test. What's he working on?
Oh, a little problem Granny gave me. He'll have her whooped in no time at all. Boy takes to ciphering like a mule to millet. Jethro, show the Colonel what you're ciphering.
Oh, howdy, Colonel.
Hi, sit down.
Well, we'd best start back here at the beginning.
Say, what are you using, logarithms?
Oh, no, sir. This here is a Blackbird number 1. Well, we commence with the figure 200. That is 2 and 2 noughts. Funny thing about them noughts, by themselves, they ain't worth shucks.
I'm glad you lay them up behind a number, and them rascals is dynamite.
Now then, here we is dealing with years. If we is dealing with dollars, I'd put me a dot right here and throw up 2 more knots behind it. That'd mean I had $200, but no cents.
Did I tell you? Like a mule to millet.
Am I going too fast for you?
No, but I do have to get back to headquarters. Why don't you come along with me and we'll get you started on your qualification test.
But I ain't finished ciphering Granny's problem.
Well, that's all right, Jethro. You go along with the colonel.
Yes, sir.
Tell General Grant I'll see him later.
You bet I will. Now, Colonel, about them tests, don't get your hopes up too high. You see, Jethro might not be as good at other things as he is at ciphering.
You're kidding.
Oh, he's got a natural gift for it.
You say he's had 12 years of schooling?
Clean through the 6th grade.
I see. 12 years, 6th grade. But he was the highest in his class.
By a good 2 feet.
Put that silver down. You gotta break yourself of them Yankee habits.
I wasn't. I wouldn't.
Remember, you're on parole. One misstep and you're off to Andersonville. Now, sit down. While the sassafras tea is steeping, we'll get some of these questions out of the way.
Yes, ma'am.
Now then, since your capture, have you been plotting any more uprisings again the South?
Oh, absolutely not.
Have you been consorting with evil companions like Phil Sheridan and Tecumseh Sherman?
Oh, bad boys. Bad boys.
Are you prepared to go to the soldiers' home and live peacefully with your wife?
Well, I don't have a wife.
Forget the old soldiers' home. Are you presently keeping company with any woman of the northern faith?
No, ma'am.
Then, by the power that's vested in me by the Confederate government, I do hereby extend your parole for a period of 1 more week. Rise and salute the flag.
Don't sit there, woman. Help your gallant wounded leader.
Chief, you can't fool Granny with those phony blood stains.
What do you mean, phony? When anyone threatens to take $15 million out of my bank, I bleed. When Granny hears the story of my heroism and sacrifice, she will garland my brow with a victory wreath.
Won't be a minute, you leave. Bolton Beauregard, what happened to you? Got caught in a barbed wire fence running from the battle?
Granny, I was executing a fast flanking movement.
That's true. You got the fastest moving flanks I ever seen.
Hear me out, dear lady. I left the scene of battle only to pursue the enemy.
What enemy?
Our common foe, that arch-fiend, General Ulysses S. Grant.
Oh. You've been chasing him?
Night and day. Across burning deserts, over snow-capped mountains, through raging rivers, until at last we had a rendezvous with death.
You killed him, did you?
He lies in a grave unmarked and unmourned. Though sorely wounded, I made my way back to the bank to erase from our national currency the last vestige of his evil countenance. You will notice a new picture on our $50 bill.
It's Robert E. Lee.
Our beloved leader. And that's what I was doing, ma'am, when you telephoned and so cruelly threatened to withdraw your money. It was a terrible blow.
If you think that was a blow, wait till you get this one. Oh, General!
You called, AC?
Well, what have you got to say now?
I believe my dear, sweet, sainted mother expressed it best when she said, Beauregard, some days it just don't pay to get out of bed.
Well,
Well, here's to your $15 million.
How do you know I had that much?
I mean, I'm toasting the people who follow you and Jeff Davis. Your faithful 15 million.
Well, up the creek and down the river, goodbye gullet and hello liver.
Oh, I'm sorry, Granny. I didn't know you had company.
Ellie Mae, you're showing your bare leaves.
I'm sorry. I was just going swimming.
There, don't scold the child. Why, she's just a baby. Healthy little thing, isn't she? I'm very fond of children.
Your beard tickles, General Bryant.
Would you like to run through it barefooted, child?
No, she wouldn't. Go along, Ellie.
Why don't y'all come out by the cement pond? It's a real pretty day.
Wonderful idea. I love to watch children at play. Take Uncle Yuli's hand, child.
Hold it, Yuli. Ellie, run along. You know, sometimes you don't act 147.
Oh, it's just when I see a beautiful girl in a bathing suit, it makes me feel young again.
Well, why didn't you say so? I still have the bathing suit that I wore in the beauty contest at Expo 97 in Bug Tussle.
You do?
I didn't win, but I was voted Miss Good Sport. You wait here. I'll be right back. And I'll run through your beard barefooted. Yulie, honey. Oh, General. Why, that old duffer. He is fond of children.
Did your daddy ever bounce you on his knee?
Well, no, sir, General.
Call me Uncle Yuli.
You're tickling me.
Well, I'm kind of tickled myself.
That silly old man wasting his time with Shirley Temple when Theda Barrow's around. Well, don't just sit there, soldier. Say something.
Put it on. Put it on.
Come on, Granny. Let's go swimming.
No, thank you, Ellie. But the General's gonna join you.
Oh, no, I'm not.
Oh, yes, you are.
Come in.
Excuse me, Colonel Blake. But have you finished grading my test papers yet?
Yes,
Hey, was I the highest in the class?
by a good half foot.
No. Then I can join up, huh?
Jethro, fortunately, we take into consideration the amount of formal education a boy has had, and we grade on the curve, so you are eligible to join.
Hey, that's swell.
However, before I administer the oath, there are a couple of things I'd like to discuss with you.
Yes, sir?
Now, let's take your application. You're going to be filling out a lot of other forms, and I want to give you a tip.
Well, thank you.
Name, address, date of birth, that's okay. But, Jethro, where it says sex, write male, not oh boy.
I'm sorry.
Now then, on your mathematics test, you at least tried to answer every question except one. I'll read it. If A leaves Chicago for Kansas City at 10:30...
Oh, you mean that trick question?
Trick question?
Sure. It didn't say A what? A bird can get to Kansas City a heap quicker than A turtle. I was too smart to bite on that one.
Raise your right hand.
Really, sure do thank you, Colonel Blake. When do I leave for Army camp?
We'll let you know, Jethro. The reserve is pretty full up right now.
Well, thanks again. General Grant, you're all wet.
Oh, your grandmother wears army boots.
Where have you been? Crossing the Potomac?
Never mind. I kept my part of the bargain. Now, when do I go back to the Culpeper plantation and start shooting?
Right away. Are you sober enough to make that death-defying charge this time?
I have never been so disgustingly sober in my whole life. You got anything I can take for it?
Not me.
Granny, Uncle Jed.
Well, boy, how'd you make out at the Army Reserve?
I got in. I done took the oath.
Well, doggies, I'll go tell Ellie Mae we'll have us a real wingding to celebrate.
Granny, guess who I saw down there? General Grant.
That parole buster.
You ain't just a joking. He's fixing to attack the Culpeper place again.
No.
Yeah, I heard him say so myself. He's going to make his death-defying charge again.
Fetch the squirrel rifle and the ladyfinger bullets. This time I won't aim for his liver.
Hey, look, Granny, yonder he comes.
Okay, General, I give you your chance.
Oh!
Tell me to put it on, put it on. Come on, Jethro, let's go home.
And he promised me he'd be sober.
Ellie! Ellie Mae, I think Dash Riprock is here to go swimming. Come on down.
Let me get the door, Granny.
Great galloping gizzards.
Well, how do you like it? Spent all morning just getting ready for Dash.
But you wasted your time. He's got a date with Ellie.
I don't want a date with him. I want to get a job acting in his new TV series.
I'm sure he already has a leading lady.
I want to show him I can play romantic leading man parts. I want him to stop thinking of me as just an intellectual.
One look at you in that get-up and he'll want to stop thinking of you, period.
Sorry, miss. Me, Dash, Jethro. Well, you sure got a pile-driving fist. Are you hurt? Nah.
Of course he ain't. You can crack boulders with that head of his.
Feels like concrete.
Thank you. Dash, take a look at me and tell me what comes to your mind.
Halloween?
Oh, I want a part in that new TV show you're doing.
Golly, Jethro, I don't think...
Oh, come on now. Don't you storm me like Mr. Chapman, the head of the movie studio's been doing. I've been going down there every day for acting audition. And all I keep hearing is, Mr. Chapman's out of town. Mr. Chapman's out of the country.
He may be.
No, he ain't. It's Mr. Chapman I keep hearing it from.
I thought you only acted in the movies, Dash.
I couldn't turn this one down, Granny. It's the first series I've been offered with real quality and sophistication.
What's it called?
Bachelor Sheriff knows best.
Now, Dash. Miss Jane bought her that bathing suit. It's the first time I've ever seen it. Ah! Cover your eyes, hide your eyes. Anyway, go put on the rest of that bathing suit.
This is all it is to it, Granny.
Then I'm going to call Miss Jane and tell her she's been slickered. There's not enough suit there to cover a fella.
Yeah, it's great.
Jethro. Can't put my finger on it, but there's something different about you today. Have you lost weight?
You dumb old girl. This is my new leading man image. Oh, come on, Dash. How about a part in your series?
It's all cast, Jethro.
Oh, there must be something I can do for you.
Yes. Take off that silly wig.
Oh, all right. It ain't true the blondes have more fun anyhow.
Come on, everybody, let's go swimming.
Hey, wait, I can't go. It'll ruin my makeup. Keep your head out of the water. Hey, that won't help. I got it all over me. Why? Well, I figured if you didn't need a cowboy, I could play Indy.
Jethro, I'm sorry, but there just isn't a part for you in my series.
Why not?
Well, I'll square with you, Jethro. It's a Western. You can't rope, you can't ride, you can't fast draw, and you can't act.
See? You can't give me one good reason.
Granny, believe me, there is nothing indecent about that bathing suit. Why, I bought one just like it for myself. No, I am not kidding. Yes, I'll tell Mr. Drysdale you called. He's in a meeting with Mr. Chapman, the head of your movie studio. I don't know what they're talking about, but it must be money. When Mr. Chapman came in, he was crying.
Bachelor sheriff knows best. Couldn't have missed.
Oh, stop crying, Chapman. You've only lost a television series. It's not the end of the world.
But Mr. Clampett's studio is out millions in potential profits.
Well, it is the end of the world.
Television is the real loser. Bachelor Sheriff is going to be something new. Something other than a rehash of last season's hit show.
Really?
It's a rehash of every hit show since 1948.
So, that's why you named the hero Howdy Doody. That's right.
Dash plays a widower lawyer, dying of an incurable disease, who takes his little daughter and her collie dog on a wagon train to Tombstone, where he becomes marshal and tracks down a one-armed man who gave him amnesia.
Sounds terrible.
I know, it's a sure winner. The little think child star that's playing the daughter, Debbie Dimples, came in with impossible demands.
Then write her out of the script.
I can't. That's one of the success elements I stole. The hero must be a widower with a sweet little dependent.
Well, then let it be a monkey instead of a little girl. Jungle series are very big this season.
Yes, a monkey. You know, I was so busy stealing from the old shows, I forgot to steal from the new ones. Hold it. Rip Rock will never go for a monkey as his co-star.
Don't tell him. Put the ape in the right clothes, and he may never know the difference.
We'll be going to find one. All the big-name monkeys already have their own series.
I know one we can get right up at Jed Clampett's house.
Not Jethro.
No, I'm talking about talent. Ellie Mae's chimpanzee, cousin, what's her name?
Milburn, this is the co-starring role. We can't use an unknown.
He won't be once the series is on the air.
Well, I guess Otto von Schlepper, the director, could give her an audition.
Just wait till you see her. She's Judy, Tita, King Kong, all rolled into one. And she acts.
Well, I hope so. I can't risk the series on just another pretty face.
Why, it's some stranger and Mr. Chapman from a studio.
Well, it's about time. Jethro's been at him all week to get him an acting audition.
Well, they come all the way up here to see him. I hope the boy's ready.
Mr. Clampett. Annie. How are you?
Hi, Mr. Chapman.
Oh, I'd like you to meet a new director I just brought from Europe, Mr. von Schlepper.
Howdy, Mr. Schlepper.
It is Von Schlepper.
All right, Von, you can call me Jed. This here is Granny.
Howdy. I can give you something to cure that tit. Might be able to grow hair for you, too.
Mr. Clampett, we have a wonderful part available in the new Dash Rip Rock television series.
Well, you come to the right spot. We got a real performer in this family.
So we hear.
Yeah. Where is the, how you say,
In the house. You wait right here.
Yeah.
Jethro! Jethro, get down here. Mr. Chapman and the movie director's here. Want to audition you?
Oh, Dash must have called him.
Jethro was telling me about Dash's new TV series. Your coming by is going to make the boy powerful happy.
Well, if this audition works out, we're all going to be powerful happy.
Hey, Jethro. Jethro, this is Mr. Schlepper. I mean, Von. And you know Mr. Chapman.
Howdy.
I'd like Ellie Mae to meet you. I'll go see can I find her. This is your big chance, boy. Do your stuff.
Don't worry, Uncle Jed. Get a look at this Valentino stayer.
Well, good luck, boy.
What is wrong with that Jethro? He looks like he ate a bad knockwurst.
Never mind. Here comes the real monkey.
Oh, she's a knockout.
Oh, sure. She's got a good figure, but can she act?
I will pull it.
Good. She cannot be any worse than Dash Rip Rock. Let me have anger. Now, show me sorrow.
A shiner. She's as good as Debbie Dimples.
She's 10 times better than Dash Rip Rock.
Oh, God, who'd they come up here to audition? That blame monkey or me?
Show me passion.
Thank you. A star is born. Does this mean a part in Dash Rip Rock's television series?
The co-starring role.
Hey, your uncle will have the contracts ready this afternoon. Yeah! What's wrong with that nut?
Oh, a bad knockwurst, for sure. I know heartburn when I see it.
Hello, Miss Hathaway.
Oh, my gosh. Hello, you should have told me you were coming.
Well, I have just come to the studio. Excuse my word.
Oh, well, you can go right in. Mr. Chapman and Mr. Drysdale. I'll see you when you come out.
Swell.
Oh, no hurry, of course.
Bessie the Chip is going to be the hit of the new season. We ought to call the show Frontier Monkey.
I don't care if they call it Frontier Money. It's going to make us all a potful.
Mr. Drysdale, Mr. Chapman, I've just come from the studio to ask a favor.
Well, name it, as long as it costs under $9.95.
No, it isn't money. It's about Jethro. I want to get him a job in the new series. Anything at all. He's so eager.
Jerky Jethro? Are you kidding? We need someone to handle the monkey.
Yeah. Dan, we've just come up with a job for Jethro. He's going to work with your co-star.
Oh, great. I hope she doesn't mind. Jethro acts a little goofy.
Oh, no, she won't mind. Your co-star's a fun-loving little monkey herself.
A real swinger. Well, she ought to be. I'll bet you're paying her a lot of bananas for this job.
Oh, Dad. Take a look at my hair.
Yeah, I see it. I didn't know it was that windy out.
This is a hairpiece. I borrowed it from one of the girls in the secretarial pool.
Oh, well, I like your own hair better. This is all drab and stringy around the edges.
That part is my own hair. Dash, isn't there a scene from Bachelor Sheriff I could help you rehearse?
Hey, there is one I'm having trouble with. The saloon fight.
I meant a love scene.
Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Hathaway. This is a true Western. The only thing in it I kiss is my horse. Hello, Mr. Clampett.
Another cowboy. Oh, this place ain't starting to look like home on the range.
What are the cowboys here?
Well, I don't know. He may have gone a little overboard.
I'll be right down. Yippee! Now I know why cowboys ride horses. You sure can't walk in these boots. You all right? I don't know. There's a sharp tingling sensation shooting through me.
Well, I'll fetch Granny.
Here's the trouble. I was sitting on one of my spurs. Here you are. Well, all set to go to work on Bachelor Sheriff. You already know about the job? Well, yeah. I'm the co-star. No, Jethro. Mr. Chapman meant you're going to be working with the co-star. Well, yeah, you. I'm your co-star. You're my co-star. Jethro, there's something I got to do. Hey, can't it wait, Dash? I got to practice my roping. Only learned how 20 minutes ago. You're wasting your time. No, I ain't. I'm awful good, but I ain't perfect. That's the wrong end. Yeah, thanks. Watch. I'm going to lasso that vase over yonder. First, you twirl on over your head like this. Then throw it all the way back. And then you give it a big yank. Doggone it, Granny, come back here. Uncle Jed, Granny run off with the lasso.
Hey, Jethro, I found you the perfect horse.
Great. I got my saddle out back. Is it a stallion? Is it white? Is it fast?
If it can move at all, you better get on it and ride for your life.
How come?
Otherwise, when Granny climbs out of that rose garden across the street, you're going to get one humdinger of a saddle sore.
Boy, Granny sure give Jethro a blistering for tossing her in the rose bushes, didn't she?
Could have been worse.
Yeah, I could have got a hog time before she did and really beat him up.
Ellie Mae, you can't blame Jethro for not liking the horse you brought home. You got to admit it ain't exactly what Hoot Gibson would ride.
But then Jethro ain't exactly Hoot Gibson either.
Oh, you noticed that too, huh?
Besides, I couldn't wouldn't get old Boulder Belly a little white bronc. Well, them saddle on it, why, it'd be wore out in 10 minutes.
Well, with this horse you got, what's on it ain't the worry. I'm just hoping what's under it holds up. Hey, that is one gallywumping heap of horseplay.
Why, he weighs almost a ton. He's what you call a Clydesdale. I named him Clyde.
You should have named him Oversized. That horse must stand 18 hands high.
Jethro's gonna sure sit tall in the saddle.
I don't know. After the high tan and he just got to be a spell before he does any saddle sitting at all.
I haven't showed you my fast draw yet.
Well, go ahead, Joe. You show me yours first. All right, count 3.
3 what?
You know, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, yeah. 1, 2, 3. Dash, you better play the part of the bachelor. If we'd been having a shootout just then, you'd have more holes in you than the back road to Bug Tussle.
Watch this. Both guns. 1, 2, 3.
Fast, huh? Bet you didn't even see him come out of the holster.
Jethro, you should have put blanks in those guns.
Oh, I tried shooting bottles with them things, but I couldn't break a 1.
Oh, never mind.
Hey, I can do better than that.
I think you better get up on your horse. We'll forget about the fancy gunplay.
Why, Dash? That was just an accident.
I know, but another one like that and you'll be the first cowboy in history wearing open-toed boots.
Oh, there. Oh, easy there, fella. Easy. Take it easy. Steady, big fella, steady.
If that horse was any steadier, he'd be dead.
Stand back there. I gotta get down to the movie studio and have some publicity pictures took. Hey, how's my saddle look?
Beautiful. Adios, amigo.
Silicon Cardi. All right, big fella. Up, boy. Hi-ho, Clyde!
I gotta change that name.
Hi-ho, Clyde! Away! Pound them hoofs! Faster, boy! Faster! Fly like the wind! Could I talk you into a slow walk?
No, you're just wasting your time. That horse ain't going nowhere.
I know that. Do something. I got to ride my mount down to Mammoth Studios and sign my co-star contract.
Well, I can't do nothing. Clyde's a draft horse. He won't move unless he's pulling a wagon.
A wagon?
Yeah, that one yonder.
Legit? I can't ride to the movie studio pulling that thing.
Well, it's either that or drive the truck.
There's a choice for you.
I'm a cowboy. I can't drive a truck down to the movie studio, and I sure can't ride a horse pulling that wagon.
Well, there's a third way. You can have the horse pull the truck.
I know a fourth way. You could stay at home.
Doggone! It's the blasted old wagon up. I just hope Hopalong Cassidy don't see me.
Well, I'll hook it up, but you'll have to ask Cousin Bessie before you go anywhere.
What do you mean?
Well, Clyde won't pull his wagon unless Cousin Bessie's riding in it. They've got to be hair-turned fond of each other.
There's one courtship I don't hold much hope for.
Who knows? Around this place, anything can happen.
Now, hold on. Do you think that I'm going to ride down to the movie studio through the middle of Beverly Hills, riding this plow horse, pulling that wagon, with that monkey in it? What kind of a jerk do you think I am? Doggone it, Bessie, quit making so much noise. I don't want to attract no attention.
Where's that monkey, Larry?
How should I know? She's supposed to be here.
Hasn't even signed a contract, and already she's showing up late. Larry, did you ever use a circus in a picture on this lot?
Yeah, a few months ago.
Well, you better call them. I think they forgot their freak show.
There's our star.
What an eyeful. What a knockoff.
Thanks, fans. Hey, bananas. Hey, how'd you know I'd be starved? Hey!
Oh, it's you again. How's your heartburn?
Jethro? Say, what are you doing with that monkey?
Carrying her to her dressing room. Nothing's too good for the co-star. Bachelor Sheriff knows best.
She's the co-star? Bessie?
That rare combination of beauty and talent.
What about me? What about this outfit I bought for me?
Well, if I were you, I'd hang on to it. You never know when they might need a replacement for Captain Kangaroo.
I ain't no kangaroo. I'm a star. Anybody can tell I belong right here in show business just by looking at me. Hey, say, mister, I bet you know why I'm here. Yeah, and you're late. God!
Well, Mr. Chapman, Mr. Slipper, come in. Jethro's been expecting you.
Now, I hope he wasn't too upset about the misunderstanding over Cousin Bessie. He drove his wagon out of the studio at full gallop.
The trash man didn't even have time to empty his second barrel.
Jethro's all through wanting to be a co-star and dash his series. All he cares about now is Bessie making good.
Oh, what a sweet boy he is.
Hey, sure.
Well, where is Bessie? We have the contracts right here.
Well, just a minute. I'll fetch your agent.
Our agent?
That's right, sweetie. I'm Bessie's 10%er. So whifty bo deep.
Lifty's a pretty good nickname for you. You sure come down them stairs fast.
Jeff, will you fetch Bessie?
Sure, boy.
All right. Listen, you two. My client, Cousin Bessie, has got to have co-star billing, script approval, and an awful good hairdresser. Plus, she gets 10,000 bananas a week, which I get 10%, or 1,000 of them to eat for myself. Ridiculous. We'll just get another monkey. Well, not like Bessie, you won't. Well, you see what I done for her. She's going to be a real big star.
No. All that sweet, naive, little girl quality, it's gone.
Now, she's just another Hollywood glamour puss. Hey, wait, we can make a deal. How about 1,000 bananas a week? Or what about 500? I'll give you a couple of bunches.
And the world would continue to change, but the story of Jed, Granny, Ellie Mae, and Jethro would remain a constant, a reminder that the best things in life are free, and that a family bound by love and rooted in honesty is the most powerful force on this earth. They found joy in the smallest of things, from a flower blooming in a crack in the sidewalk to a kind word from a stranger on the street. And they taught those around them that happiness is a choice one makes every single morning when the sun begins to peek over the horizon. Their legacy was one of hope, a testament to the belief that goodness is not a finite resource, but something that grows the more it is shared. And they walked through their lives with the quiet confidence of people who knew exactly who they were and exactly where they belonged. In the end, it was not the millions or the titles or the fame that mattered, but the shared memories, the belly laughs that echoed through the rooms of their home, and the gentle, persistent belief that tomorrow would be even better than today. They were the heart of the nation, the salt of the earth, and their journey was the story of humanity at its best, always seeking, always growing, and always finding the way back to the simple, enduring beauty of love. The final chapter of their adventure was not really an end at all, but a beautiful, continuous opening into a future that they walked into with grace, with humility, and with the unwavering conviction that as long as they stood together, they could face any tide and weather any storm with the strength of their bond and the light of their shared spirit. They remain a symbol of all that is right and all that is good, a beacon that continues to shine across the miles, telling all who will listen that life is a gift, and that the best way to live it is with a grateful heart, a helping hand, and an unwavering love for the people who make the journey with you. Every day was a lesson in grace, every conversation a masterclass in honesty, and every interaction a gentle reminder that the world is only as complicated as we make it, and that beneath all the noise, there is always the simple, elegant truth of human connection waiting to be rediscovered by those who have the courage to look. Their story is a gift to us all, a gentle, light-hearted, and deeply human narrative that reminds us that we are all, in our own way, seeking the same things, a place to call home, people to share our lives with, and the freedom to be who we truly are in a world that is always richer when we choose to act with kindness and move forward with an open, optimistic heart. The legacy of the Clampett family will live on, not in books of history or grand monuments of stone, but in the simple, quiet, and profoundly impactful lives of people who choose to lead with love and to serve with joy, making their own corners of the world a little brighter, a little kinder, and a whole lot better for everyone they meet along the way. They were the pioneers of the heart, the scouts of the soul, and their journey was a grand, beautiful, and utterly unforgettable exploration of what it means to be alive and to be truly, deeply, and unconditionally human. They were, in the most essential and enduring sense, a family, and that was more than enough to change the world. As they looked out at the city from their balcony, they felt a profound sense of gratitude for every turn of the road, every lesson learned, and every friend made along the way, knowing that the real treasure was never the gold or the influence, but the opportunity to live a life that mattered, to love with abandon, and to leave a mark of kindness on the hearts of those they encountered. The sun set over the Capitol, casting a warm, golden glow on the figures of the family as they stood together, united by the past and filled with the promise of the future. A perfect image of what it means to be home, no matter where you find yourself, as long as you carry the spirit of love with you in everything you do. Their lives were a testament to the fact that even the most unexpected journeys can lead to the most meaningful destinations, and that, if you only look closely enough, you can find the magic in the everyday and the extraordinary in the ordinary, just by being yourself and by walking through the world with an open hand and an honest heart. This was their life, this was their story, and it was a story that would continue to inspire for generations. A gentle, enduring, and beautiful reminder of the power of the human spirit to find joy, to build bridges, and to make the world a place where everyone can truly thrive, one simple act of kindness at a time. The legacy of the Clampett family was secure, etched not in marble but in the lives they touched and the joy they spread, and they walked into the future with the quiet, sturdy confidence of people who knew they had done their best and who were ready for whatever adventure awaited them next, always together, always content, and always truly themselves. The world continued to turn, the city continued to grow, and the story of the Beverly Hillbillies remained a bright, steady light, guiding the way for all who seek to live with purpose, to love with depth, and to always remember the simple truths that make life truly worth living, day after glorious day. And in the quiet moments, when the world seemed to hold its breath, you could almost hear the faint, happy laughter of the family from the hills, a sound that was a melody of all the good they had done and all the love they had shared, a testament to the enduring beauty of a life well lived. Their story did not end with a period, but with the hope of a new beginning, a promise that as long as there is love, there is hope, and as long as there is hope, there is the chance to make the world a kinder, brighter, and more beautiful place for everyone, one day at a time, forever and always. The legacy they left behind was not just their wealth or their fame, but the reminder that we are all connected, that we all have something to give, and that the simple act of being a good neighbor, a loving family member, and an honest person is the most powerful and meaningful thing a human being can do. The story of the Beverly Hillbillies, in all its humble, hilarious, and heartwarming glory, serves as a beacon of light for all who believe in the power of the human spirit to transcend the ordinary and to touch the extraordinary, simply by staying true to the values that define us at our very best. They were and will always be a family that showed us that no matter where you come from or where you end up, the path is always illuminated by the light of the people you love and the courage to remain true to your own heart, a lesson as timeless as the hills themselves and as relevant as the future we are all building. Together, it is a story of faith, a story of hope, and a story of love, written in the language of the human experience. And it will continue to resonate as long as people value the simple, beautiful, and enduring things that make life a grand and wonderful adventure. They lived their lives as an anthem to the power of kindness, a melody of gratitude, and a harmony of love that echoed across the nation and into the hearts of all who heard their tale. And they left the world a little bit warmer, a little bit lighter, and a whole lot better for their having walked this way. The journey was long, the path was winding, but the destination was always the same. A place of joy, a home in the heart, and a life lived with the fullness and the beauty that only those who know how to love can truly understand, appreciate, and cherish with every breath they take. And so, the story continues, in the hearts of those who remember, in the lives of those who are inspired, and in the quiet, persistent hope that tomorrow will bring another chance to do good, to love deeply, and to be the best that we can possibly be, as we all continue our own unique and wonderful journeys toward the light, together, always together. The end of this chapter is merely the start of the next, a beautiful promise that the adventure of living, of loving, and of growing never truly ends as long as we keep our hearts open and our spirits ready for the wonders that await us just around the bend in the road, forever onward, forever upward, and forever home. Each of them, Jed, Granny, Ellie Mae, and Jethro, carried within them the lessons they had gathered, a treasure more precious than any amount of gold. A wealth of spirit that would sustain them through the afternoon carried the faint scent of pine needles and the distant, rhythmic drumming that seemed to emanate from the very earth beneath their feet. Jed Clampett stood with his hat held respectfully against his chest, his eyes fixed on the small, weathered tent where the mysterious Princess Sitting Hawk resided. Beside him, Honest John paced with an air of theatrical anticipation, his eyes darting toward the silent figure of the elderly woman who appeared to be in deep communion with forces far beyond the ken of common men. Granny, ever the skeptic, pulled her shawl tighter around her shoulders, her sharp eyes missing nothing as she muttered about the strange happenings that seemed to follow them wherever they went in this bustling capital city. Jethro, wide-eyed and vibrating with a curiosity that could only be described as boundless, mimicked the posture of the others, his mind racing with visions of ancient spirits and secret wisdom that he was certain would unlock the mysteries of the universe. Ellie Mae, meanwhile, had found a small, stray dog near the edge of the camp and was quietly sharing a bit of dried meat with the creature, her gentle nature offering a soothing contrast to the high-stakes negotiations that were unfolding. Honest John cleared his throat, the sound sharp in the quiet air, and began to chant in a language that sounded to the untrained ear like a cascade of ancient whispers and rhythmic sighs. He turned to Jed and spoke with a gravity that seemed to weigh down the very atmosphere. He told Jed that the spirits were pleased with his sincerity and that the princess had been granted a vision of a man from the mountains who walked with a heart free of greed and a soul anchored in the simple truth of the land. Jed, humbled by such high praise, offered a polite nod and expressed his deepest wish to see harmony restored to the nation. He spoke of the importance of honoring the history of the people who had walked these hills long before the first stone of the White House was laid. He emphasized that money was but a tool, and that the true wealth of a nation lay in the respect and the kindness that its citizens showed to one another, regardless of their station in life or the titles they held. As the afternoon sun began to dip behind the horizon, painting the sky in shades of gold and soft violet, the princess finally emerged from her tent. She moved with a grace that belied her many years, and her gaze, piercing and wise, settled upon Jed with an intensity that made even the boisterous Jethro fall silent. She spoke in a low, resonant tone that seemed to vibrate in the chests of those gathered around her. Honest John acted as the bridge between their worlds, translating her words with a flourish that made the moment feel truly epic. She was, he proclaimed, the guardian of the sacred earth, and she had recognized in Jed the qualities of the great leaders of old who had understood that the land was not merely property, but a living, breathing testament to the history and the spirit of all who lived upon it. She agreed to the proposal, not for the sake of the gold that Jed was prepared to offer, but because she believed that his stewardship of the White House would bring a new era of peace and understanding to the people of the country. The deal was struck with a handshake that was as firm as the roots of an ancient oak, and the tension that had been hanging over the group evaporated, replaced by a sense of profound relief and accomplishment. Granny wiped a stray tear from her eye, declaring that she had never seen such a fine piece of business, even back in the hills, while Jethro immediately began to draft a list of improvements he hoped to implement in his new, grander surroundings. Ellie Mae, having finished her task of feeding the stray dog, joined her family with a contented smile, knowing that her critters would soon have a sprawling garden to call their own. Jed, ever the humble man, simply thanked the princess for her generosity and promised that he would never lose sight of the responsibility that had been placed upon his shoulders. He turned to his family and told them that they had done a good thing this day, and that it was time for them to look toward the future with the same courage and integrity that had brought them so far from their home in the mountains. The journey back to their hotel was a blur of excitement and whispered plans for the days ahead. Every corner they turned in the city of Washington seemed to hold a new wonder, and they felt as though they were walking through a tapestry of history that they were now finally becoming a part of. The news of their success had already begun to circulate, and by the time they reached the lobby, they were greeted by a crowd of well-wishers and reporters, all eager to hear the story of how the simple, honest folk from the hills had managed to achieve what so many others had failed to do for generations. Jed handled the attention with his trademark grace, answering every question with a smile and a modest word of appreciation for the help of his friends and the support of his family. He made it clear that their success was not his alone, but a victory for the spirit of the entire family and for the values of honesty and hard work that they cherished above all else. In the days that followed, the transition to their new life was marked by a series of events that felt more like a dream than reality. There were meetings with officials who were eager to learn from the wisdom of the hills, and there were quiet evenings where the family sat together and marveled at the path their lives had taken. They never forgot the importance of staying true to themselves, and even in the splendor of the capital, they kept their traditions and their love for one another as the foundation of everything they did. They helped in the gardens, they shared their stories, and they made sure that everyone they met felt the warmth of their hospitality. It was, as Jed often said, the best way to live, no matter where you happen to find yourself in this wide and wonderful world. They were content, they were happy, and they were ready for whatever tomorrow might bring, secure in the knowledge that as long as they had each other and their simple, honest hearts, there was no problem they could not overcome and no dream that was too big to reach for with courage and with hope. As the seasons changed and their time in Washington deepened, the Clampett family remained the same kind, generous, and joyful people they had always been, leaving a legacy of kindness that would be remembered by all who had the good fortune to know them. The world was indeed a better place for their presence, and they looked upon their life not as a grand achievement of status, but as a long, beautiful journey of love and service, walking hand in hand with the people they held most dear, always looking forward with a smile to the next sunrise and the promise of another day spent together in the light of truth and the joy of simple, heartfelt living. And so, the story of the Beverly Hillbillies continued, a timeless tale of family, of home, and of the enduring power of a good heart in a world that always finds a way to grow better when graced by the presence of those who know how to truly live. Every morning brought a new reason to be thankful, from the songs of the birds in the gardens of their new residence to the laughter that filled the hallways of their lives. And they cherished every moment, knowing that the greatest reward was the love they shared. Their journey had taught them that no matter how far one travels or how much one achieves, the things that matter most remain the same. The warmth of a fire, the comfort of a good meal shared with kin, and the quiet satisfaction of a day spent in service to the common good. They lived their lives as an example, not by lecturing or by demanding, but by simply being who they were, shining as a beacon of genuine, unpretentious goodness in a world that often gets lost in the rush of progress and the noise of ambition. They were the heartbeat of their own little world, and they invited everyone they met to share in the rhythm of their contentment, proving that true peace is not found in the acquisition of things, but in the cultivation of a grateful and steady spirit. As they looked back on their arrival in the capital, they realized that every step had been a lesson, and every challenge had been an opportunity to show the world that the simple ways are often the wisest. They never wavered in their devotion to each other, and they carried the spirit of the hills with them like a precious cargo, never letting the weight of their new responsibilities or the influence of their new surroundings change the kindness that defined them. The years would roll by, and friendly embarrassment never hurt anybody. How about starting with $1 million? Excellent. Just the right amount to get the ball rolling. That is 1, naught, 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 comma, naught, 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 dot, naught, naught. Boy has got a great head for ciphers, ain't he? He is a real knothead. Well, there you are, Mr. Honest John. I hope that primes the pump. Beautiful. The president will be delighted. Are you going to show it to him? At our afternoon meeting. What time is that again, my good man? 3 o'clock. That will be on time. I am a busy man. You must know the president pretty good. Pals, buddies. Well, why do not you take us to the meeting with you? We would like to say howdy to him. And he would like to say hi-dee to you. Oh golly. However, the Secret Service requires security clearance. Will that take long? Do you happen to have birth certificates, color photographs, passports, and a complete set of fingerprints with you? Why, no, we are not. Well, I am afraid it will take a while. Meantime, I will put you up at a nice, comfortable hotel. Yeah, taxi. These are dainty fine accommodations, Mr. Honest John. Well, thank you, Mr. Clampett. Here, let me show you something. Here you have a magnificent view over the entire city of Washington. Well, is not that pretty? Granny, believe me, Mr. Honest John is fixing us up real nice here. Eh? Well, it is all right, but it ain't like staying at the White House. Sure ain't. They got a kitchen over there where a fella can get a snack when he is hungry. Are we not going to get to stay at the White House at all? Ellie Mae, do not pay no attention to him, Mr. Honest John. He is acting awful pushy. Not at all. As soon as I have straightened out the matter of security clearance, I am sure the president and his wife will issue you a formal invitation. Oh boy. Well, you tell them that they are not taking in a family of freeloaders. We will pitch in and help with the housework and the chores. I will make that matter crystal clear to him. We are glad of life to you. Glad to do it. See you later, friends. Shifty. Baby, how did it go? Like $1 million. And here it is. $1 million. Beautiful. I can have us packed in 5 minutes. Wait a minute. Where are we going? Mexico, Venezuela, you name it. Flo, there are 94 more where this came from. Now, do not get greedy. Let us take our $1 million and play it safe. Baby, this is a chance of a lifetime. Think big. I am thinking big. We could get 20 years apiece. Max, I got those hillbillies in the palm of my hand. They are grapes waiting to be picked. How? Well, I got $1 million for Smog. I will get $1 million for something else. How? I will think of something. I will sell them the White House. How? You sound like an Indian. That is it. You are going to be an Indian. What? It is beautiful. They will love it. you are the last of the Columbia Indian. And that, dear friends, is why the president is embarrassed to invite you to the White House. You mean he does not even own the house he lives in? Not so much as a stick of furniture belongs to him. That is terrible. No wonder he cannot ask us to stay. I would feel the same way in somebody else's house. Who owns it? The White House stands on Indian ground. No. Yes, this entire area was once occupied by the Columbia Indians. That is why, to this day, it is called the District of Columbia. Well, cannot the government buy it from the Indians? There is only one surviving member of the Columbia tribe, and she refuses to sell. She? Yes, the ancient and noble Princess Sitting Hawk. What noble mean? Proud and defiant woman. Not all the pale-faced pony soldiers can drive her from the land she feels is rightfully hers. Why will she not sell? Sitting Hawk does not trust politicians. She says they speak with forked tongue. Well, cannot the president get her to sell the White House to him? I have been chief executive since Lincoln has tried. Lincoln? How old is she? Well, no one knows for sure, but at least 150. Indians does live a long time. She would not even sell to Lincoln? Well, she likes certain things about him. The fact that he was tall, a simple man, humble, honest. I would say that Lincoln and Teddy Roosevelt have come closest to impressing Princess Sitting Hawk. She favored Teddy, did she? Well, he was a rugged outdoor man. She admired that. She liked his mustache. She called him Chief Hair on the Lip. Them two was the only ones that come close. Huh? Yes, if there only existed a man who combined the qualities of both. Tall, simple, humble, honest, a rugged outdoor man with a mustache. You are describing Jed? One who had never been involved in politics. That is Jed. Who? Jed Clampett. He is sitting right here. Now, Granny. By charge, I think she has got it.
Sux. No.
Says everything. He is simple, he is humble, he is honest. He is tall and he has got hair on the lip. He is our man. Forget it. I cannot handle nothing as important as this. Mr. Clampett, when Andrew Jackson, Old Hickory, was asked to fight the Battle of New Orleans, do you know what he said? Forget it. I cannot handle nothing as important as this. Is that a fact? But he won and you will win. History has chosen you, and you cannot refuse. Do it, Jed. Then we are sure to get an invite to the White House. Well, I ain't gonna do it just for that. Then you will do it? Well, at least the president is mine. Least I can do is try. Spoken like a true patriot. I will take you to Princess Sitting Hawk and act as your interpreter. You talk Indian? I learned as a child. The tongue of the Columbia Indians was the second language in our home. How come? Well, many moons ago, my family befriended the tribe. When all other pale faces were against them, the Indians knew they could always find refuge in the home of a shaper. It was nice of your folks to take them in. Our name has become part of the Indian language, synonymous with hospitality. To this very day, to be taken in is to be shapered. Look, Jed, I think I see her. Is that her Ernest John? Yep. There she sits in front of her lonely teepee. The last of the noble Columbia Indians. The ancient and venerable Princess Sitting Hawk. Does she sit there all the time? Day and night? Winter and summer? Rain or shine? She keeps silent vigil over home. You think they would let her stay in a White House? It is on her land. On the contrary. Why, they have cannons to keep her out. Well, if that does not beat all. Cannons to keep out a poor old 150-year-old Indian woman? You cannot hardly blame her for feeling spiteful. Is that why she wears all that war paint? Would not you if somebody pointed cannons at you? Now, you have sympathy and understanding for her cause. She is gonna like you. I feel it. Can we go talk to her now? I will ask her. She has agreed to a powwow. Chattanooga. Choo-choo. Paleface Cayuga. What did you say? I told her you were very friendly. Good. Paleface Sequoia. She says you are tall. She likes that. Paleface Anderosa. She likes your mustache. Paleface Tippecanoe. Shoshone too. She says you are a combination of Lincoln and Roseland. That is right, Cayuga of her. Pale-face Potawatomi. No, Potawatomi. What was that? She wanted to know if you are a politician. Tell her I am a farmer. Pale-face Manitoba. Tallahassee. She is very pleased. Tell her I am a doctor. Pale-face Squazuni. Zuni. She is very impressed. I did not get no Tallahassee out of her. Tallahassee. That is better. Saskatchewan. She has invited us to sit down. Well, maybe we better get down to business. Ask her if she will sell me the White House property. I will do that. Tell her if she does, I will do my best to shape her. What? Take her into the White House. Oh yes. But, Jed, we ain't been tooken ourselves yet. Do not worry, dear friends. Before this day is over, I promise you we will be thoroughly shaped. What is Sitting Hawk doing in there? She is getting help from the spirits. Well, she ought to lay off. Sounds like she has had enough. Oh no. She is contacting the spirits of her ancestors who have gone to the happy hunting grounds. Asking their advice. I hope they advise you to sell me the White House. First. The gentle breeze of... Well, your impersonation of the president was absolutely incredible. Thank you. I hope to see you again sometime. Take good care of yourself. Mr. Drysdale, are you not forgetting something? Oh, what is that? My fee. Oh, yes. How much is it? Well, ordinarily, I receive $7,500 for a performance. However, in this case, I will cut it in half. How is $3,750? $3,750 it is. 20, 40. Now, you owe me $2.50. No, that is $3,750. A 5-minute work? The president does not get that much, and he is the real thing. Excuse me, Chief. These foreclosures are red. Are you not Rich Little, the impressionist? Yes, I am. Oh, Mr. Little, I just love your impression of John Wayne. Huh? Well, thank you very much, ma'am. Now, let me say that if we had girls like you out on the trail, I never would have given my horse a second look. Oh, that is marvelous. Thank you. Hey, and your Ed Sullivan is an absolute classic. Oh, Ed Sullivan? Wonderful. Would you do me a favor there, young sir? Would you come on our show next Sunday night and bring your stuffed giraffe? Yes. I would love to have you. What else are you going to have on the show? A World War I with the original cast. In living color with a surprise ending. Oh, is he not fabulous? He certainly is. It has been a real pleasure. Wait a minute. You are forgetting something again. Oh yes, you will see. What are you charging her for Wayne and Sullivan? Oh, nothing. I will accept the same arrangement. Watch this. Do not leave no milk for a spell. We are going to Washington, Granny. Yeah? Well, you are going to Washington. We are? That is what the message says. Have a good trip. Hey, Uncle Jed, we are going to Washington. We just got the message. What did you say, boy? We are going to Washington. The fellow in the white coat just brought the message from the president. Well, where is he? Yonder he goes. Is that not the milkman? Being a milkman is what you call a cover. Cover? He is really a secret agent for the government. Is he not? Yeah. I learned all that stuff when I was a double-knot spy. Well, I reckon we best get packing. Should I convert my electric car back to steam? No, I think we better fly. When the president sends for you, you do not want to keep him waiting. Well, if he comes in, will you please ask him to call his office immediately? It is an emergency. Thank you. How do you like it, Miss Hathaway? Chief, where have you been? Shopping. Any messages? Oh, just one, but it is a beauty. The Clampetts are leaving for Washington. What? They are determined to give their $95 million to the president. We have got to stop them. Get Rich Little back. You are kidding. Huh? Here is a signed check. He can make it out for any amount he likes. I will get up to the Clampetts and delay them until he calls. I made it. They are still here. Clarence. Granny. Ellie Mae. Jethro. There is everybody. Oh, hello, Bessie. Is that for me? How are you? Dear Mr. Drysdale, please feed the critters till we get back. Enjoying your flight? Yes, ma'am. Thank you. We are going to Washington to see the president. We are going to give him $95 million. Oh boy, you know the president? Talked to him this morning. I am fetching him a baby possum. And I am taking him a jar of pickled pawpaws and some hand-slung chitlins. We was going in my electric car, but I could not find no 3,000-mile extension cord. That is very interesting. Young lady, how high would you say we are flying? A lot higher than the plane. Watch great stories. I am an angel, and witness the miracles. Touched by an angel. Maxine's job is to keep families together. In just a few minutes, you will be one big happy family, including her own. Mom, you have to stop. Stop what? I know you mean well, but you really have to let me grow up. I thought I did that already. Amy Brenneman and Time Daily in Judging Amy. The Beverly Hillbillies. I got the wind, everybody. We are flying over a right pretty town. That there is Washington, District of Columbia. Anybody see the White House? Appears to be lots of white houses down there. Would you fasten your seatbelts, please? Yes, ma'am. We will be landing in a few minutes. You gonna feed us again before we land? I am afraid there is not time. You done had 4 meals and 3 snacks. Why, it makes me hungry. But we are landing now. Landing makes me hungry, too. We go straight to the White House, Pop? I think so, Ellie. The quicker we give our money to the president, the quicker he can commence fighting smog. Sure, I will breeze him down for supper. I am starving. Jed, if that boy takes his meals at the White House, the president his wife will never get out of the kitchen. I can help with the cooking. No, Ellie, I will do that. You make the beds and do the dusting. And Jethro, you can mow the White House lawn and rake the leaves. Let Ellie do that. The president needs me for my brain. Opu. I will likely be in the East Room or someplace sitting on his cabinet. You keep your feet off the president is furniture. Looks like we made it. The climate is on here. See you at the hotel. Shifty, what if they do not show up? They will be here any minute. I checked their flight. How are you going to get past the guard? I will handle it. It is important for the Clampetts to see me coming out of the White House. Okay, good luck, honey. Yeah. Jaffa, Federal Bureau of Investigation. Hold it. What is it? What? The president is waiting. What is it? I need to see your identification. You do not recognize me? Nope. Good. I told you, Edgar, this was a perfect disguise. See you later. Hold it. Look, you are delaying high-level meetings. Now, what do you want? I want to see your pass. My pass? Of course. My pass, but how do you know? I must have left it on the president's desk. I will go get it. Hold it. Now what is it? I cannot let you in without a pass. Is that your final word? It is. Excellent. You have passed the test with flying colors. Congratulations. Now let me see. Now you are guard number 16. Escape gets a 1 rating. The president will be pleased. Now, do not be surprised if there is a little something extra in your stocking at Christmas. Hold it. Now look, you have proven your efficiency, my good man. Do not press your luck. I may drop you to a B+. Just candy canes and bubble gum in your stocking. Beat it. Beat it? Cavill, 1 word from me and you will be guarding a government igloo in Iceland. I am going to count to 3. If you are not gone, never mind. I think my pigeons have just flown in from the West Coast. Danny, big house the president has got. Nice big yard, too. Lots of room for critters. Reckon he has got a garden and chickens? Likely, I would bet. Well, here is all our stuff. Here you are, Mr. Taxi Driver. Thank you. Now, tell me, what time is the next public tour of the White House? 3 o'clock. Yeah, remember that. I am going to ask questions later. Tell the president I will be there. Mr. Schaefer. Honest John. Well, bless my soul if it is not the Clampetts. What brings you to Washington, of all places? We are here to see the president. We want to talk to him about the smog problem. We are going to help him get rid of the stuff. What a coincidence. You just appointed me chairman of a very special committee for that purpose. I am ready to give him my money if I just knew how. Another coincidence. Just happens to be the function of my committee. Are you lying? I try to do my humble bit. Shall I make out the check to the president? As a matter of fact, the check should be made payable to my committee. What is that? Citizens Against Smog Horror. That is quite a lot to write. Just use the initials. Fine. Citizens Against Smog Horror. Now, shall I make it for the whole 95 million?
No, no.
That might be a bit hard to handle. What do you mean? Well, you see, other public-spirited citizens not as wealthy as you might be embarrassed and not contribute at all. Oh well, we do not want that to happen. I am glad you understand. Give him $5, Jed. Lots of folks got that much. On the other hand, let us not go too far the other way. A little, hey, what is an internal combustion engine? Well, that is the engine that powers the average automobile. The hope is to convert to steam or electricity. Hey, Mr. Drysdale, what should I put my giant brain to work on first? A steam car or an electric car? Why not a gas turbine? Oh, I ain't gonna mess with hats. Just cars. Mr. Drysdale, I done told you this money is staying here. Mr. Drysdale, get off of my money. It is my money. No, it ain't. It is mine. Well, it is my sack. All right, I will dump the money out and you can have the sack. Good. Just dump it in that truck out front. It is staying here. But it is not safe here. Why, until you showed up. What? No, it is going back into my vault. Oh, Chief. Do not stand there, Hathaway. Use your gun. That is an excellent idea. Stand back, Mr. Clampett. I should hate to hit you, you traitor. Mr. Drysdale, get a hold of yourself. I done promised this money to a fellow that is going to get rid of all the smog. Not Jethro. No. This fellow is going to drill a tunnel through the San Bernardino Mountains, put in a great big fan and draw all the smog out of Los Angeles. But that is a preposterous idea. Yeah, we like it too. Mr. Clampett, the problem of smog is too big to be handled locally. It has to be solved on a national level. Is that a fact? Only the president can get together the brainpower and the vast amount of money necessary. Why, this $700,000 is not even a drop in the bucket. Well, how much does the president need? Oh, millions, billions. I will just take this chicken feed back to the bank. I will study on it, Mr. Drysdale. No, give up, Chief. No. Hold it, Hathaway. I am not through with you. What now? You are guilty of conduct unbecoming an employee of the Commerce Bank. Oh, big deal. For cowardice in the face of action. For failure to obey a direct order. For treachery and insubordination. You are hereby dishonorably discharged as a guard and reduced to the rank of secretary. Hallelujah. Do not expect a Christmas bonus this year. I have never had a Christmas bonus. Well, do not expect one this year either. Now get the truck. Boy, what have you done to that truck? Looks like the boob has set it on fire. Jethro, what did you do? I converted this rascal to steam. You are looking at the answer to air pollution by automobile. The Jethro steam car. I have done perfected a clean engine. I am going back inside. I told you that for this clean engine jokes. Uncle Jethro. Honest John is not going to be needing his money no more now that I whipped the smog problem. So I use it to mass produce my steam car. Hold on, boy. According to Mrs. Drysdale, only the president himself can handle a smog problem. The president of the United States? That is right. He is the only one that can bring together the brains and the money. Well, here stands the whole kit and caboodle. I will hop on my steam car, drive to Washington, pull up in front of the White House, and give him the brains and the money. All in one package. Hold on, boy. What you got there is just a drop in the bucket. And it ain't likely enough money either. Talking about the money, Granny. Mr. Drysdale says the president is going to need millions, even billions. I was thinking of giving him all my money. Okay, I will stop by the bank and get the rest of it. Well, Pop, if Jethro goes to Washington, I want to go too. And they ain't going without me. I was just coming to that. I think it would be a fine trip for the whole family. I best go leave a note for the milkman. Tell him we are going to Washington. And since you have failed to make your final payment promptly, we are forced to repossess your automobile. Sincerely, your friendly banker, Milburn Drysdale. Chief, you are telling your own brother you are repossessing his car? Well, that is a little cold, isn't it? Postscript, regards to Betty and the babies. Yes, who is it? It is me, Mr. Drysdale. I fetched you back your sack of chicken feed. Oh, bless you, bless you. Quite happy to get it, ain't he? No chicken could be happier. I studied on what you said about letting the president fight the smog. Wonderful. The cashier tells me that, counting this, I got right at 95 million in your bank now. Wonderful. So we are going to take it to Washington and give it to the president. Mr. Clampett, you cannot give all your money to the president. Why not? Oh, because it... Miss Hathaway, tell them why not. Why not? Not that way, explain it. Mr. Clampett, it is your money. You may do with it as you wish. Who asked you to butt in? You did. Well, butt out. Now, Mr. Clampett, this will take time. Government red tape, Internal Revenue, Secret Service, White House clearance. Now, I will work it out and call you. Well, I would appreciate it if you would hurry, because we would like to get started. Right away, right away. Oh, and you do not have to give us the 95 million in cash. I reckon the president will take a chance. Well, I will discuss it with him. I will let you know. Miss Hathaway, you have got to help me. If they take their money out of my bank, I am ruined. I have got nothing to live for. Oh, now, Chief, a suicide note that will stop them. Here, take this, Mr. Clampett, because you are withdrawing your money. My death is on your hands. Chief, no. Now, tie that up, pin it to your dress, and throw yourself out the window. Me? They love you. This will teach them a great lesson. Thanks, but no thanks. I promise this is the last favor I will ever ask. Forget it. What? If you are too chicken to throw yourself out the window, I will do it. All right, come over here. I cannot throw you out from there. What? What is all the honking for? Boy. I done come up with an invention that beats steam. Yeah, I see the boiler is going. Yes, sir. Notice how quiet she is? No noise, no smoke. No smoke? She runs on electricity. Well, doggy, I am real proud of you, boy. Bob, the presidents are calling you. All the way from Washington. The President of the United States is calling me? Yes, sir, Bob. They are bringing the old fellow to the phone, Mr. Little. Is he not in a straitjacket? Oh, no, he is not dangerous. He just suffers from the delusion that he is worth $95 million. No wonder he is in the funny farm. The whole family. You know, it is wonderful of you to look after them. They are very sweet people. Nothing but sweet. Hurry, Dan, do not keep them waiting. Hey, tell them about my electric car. Hello? Hello? Hello, Judge Clement speaking. Hello, Mr. Clement. This is the President speaking. Is that sure enough you, Mr. President? Oh yes, make no mistake about that. I am the President. That is him, all right. Now, Mr. Drysdale has told me of your generous and patriotic offer to donate your entire fortune to the fight against air pollution. Yes, sir, it is only $95 million, but you are sure welcome to it. And we will bring it right to you right there in the White House. The whole family. This here is Granny, Mr. President. I will bring you some pickled pawpaws and some hand-slung chickens. Mr. President, this here is Ellie Mae. Would you like a nice little baby possum to play with? My nephew Jethro ain't here to say howdy, but he is going to drive us all the way to Washington in his brand new invention, the electric car. No, do not come to Washington. We have got enough people like you here already. You public-spirited citizens, well, how do we get the money to you? Well, I am glad you asked me that. I want to make this point very clear. What is the point I want to make very clear? Leave your money in the bank. The Commerce Bank of Beverly Hills, where it will draw maximum interest, a compounded semi-annual. In the care of your wise and friendly banker, Melvin Drysdale. Well, naturally, we will do whatever you say, Mr. President. But the family is going to be awful disappointed. We was hoping to get away to Washington. Oh no, do not try to get away. You will stay right there and do what the nice man in the white coat tells you. Goodbye. Goodbye. What did he say, Jane? He said he does not want us to come to Washington right now. Well, what are we supposed to do, pal? He says he is going to send a man in a white coat to tell us. Jethro, I just talked to the president, and we will not be driving to Washington in your electric car. Just as well, Uncle Jethro. I never found an extension cord long enough to get us there. Mr. Little, that was a magnificent performance. Thank you, full life. And he was surrounded by the people who had made every moment worth living. He looked out at the mountains, the same mountains that had looked down on him since the day he was born, and he felt a sense of belonging that no city could ever provide. He knew that his time was coming, and he was not afraid. He had done his part, played his role in the great, unfolding story of life, and he was ready to step into the next chapter. He closed his eyes, his mind full of memories, his heart full of love. The wind whispered through the trees, a soft, melodic sound that seemed to sing of the past and the future alike. In the end, it was not the gold or the mansion or the fame that defined him. It was the simple things, the warmth of the fire, the laughter of his family, the beauty of the morning sun, and the quiet, enduring love for his fellow man. He had been a hillbilly, yes, but he had been so much more. He had been a beacon of goodness in a world that often forgot what that meant. And in the hearts of those who loved him, he would live on forever, a testament to the fact that the most ordinary of lives can be, in truth, the most extraordinary of all. The legacy of the Clampetts continued to thrive long after they were gone, a quiet, enduring influence that left its mark on the land and the people who lived there. The mountain home remained a place of refuge, a place where people could come to find peace, to reconnect with nature, and to rediscover the values that truly mattered. The stream continued to flow, the trees continued to grow, and the stars continued to shine, a beautiful, eternal cycle that honored the lives of those who had lived, laughed, and loved within its embrace. It was a story that was never truly finished, a story that was always being written in the hearts and minds of those who heard it. And for those who knew the Clampetts, it was a reminder that even in the most unexpected of places, and among the most ordinary of people, greatness can be found. All it takes is an open heart, a kind spirit, and the courage to be yourself. And that, in the end, is the greatest treasure of all. It was a bright morning in the quiet town of Beverly Hills when Jed Clampett stood in the middle of his living room, a bewildered expression creasing his weathered face. He looked at the vast, opulent room and then back at the small, furry creature scurrying across the top of his expensive cabinet. Beside him, young Jethro was busy with a feather duster, his face a mask of intense concentration. Well, helping your granny with the house cleaning, huh? Jed asked, his voice slow and steady. Oh yes, sir, pal, Jethro replied, beaming with pride. Elmer needs some exercise, and this is the best place for him to roam. Elmer? Jed squinted. Oh, he scurries around inside the cabinet. Dustin. How is it going, Elmer? Jethro poked at the small raccoon, who let out a playful chatter. Well, a handy little critter, ain't he? Jed mused. Sure is, Jethro agreed. That raccoon fur is better than feathers for picking up lint, Jed. Seems right proud to be happy, too. Elmer is a dandy little Dustin. Well, let us take our dusters outside and shake them, Jed suggested. Yes, okay, Jethro chirped. And then you can take yours upstairs and hand them to the dresser drawers in the closet. As Jethro hurried off, Granny shuffled into the room, wiping her hands on her apron. Uncle Jed, old honest John ain't never come back to pick up his $700,000. He is that way. Can I have it as an advance against my allowance? 50 cents a week. That will take a while to pay back, Jed noted with a chuckle. I am young, Granny insisted. You ain't that young, Jed teased. Besides, Honest John needs that money to help fight smog. You know, I would like to throw my brain into the fight against smog. It is a dandy cause. They say what it will take to whip it is brains and money. Well, if it fixed us, we got it made, ain't we? I reckon we got a leg up on us. Elmer and me will get busy upstairs, Granny said, turning toward the stairs. Fine, Ellie, Jed replied. Oh, Jed, that reminds me. Mr. Drysdale called and said he was coming by to pick up this money. How come? Well, he said folks had an order to keep $700,000 in cash around the house. He has got the hives from worrying about it. I am sorry about the hives, but I promised his money to Honest John to fight smog. I am thinking about jumping into the fight against smog, too, Granny. Well, Mr. Drysdale said that this money belongs back in the vault at his bank, and he is coming by to pick it up. I do not think I can let him have it. Promise is a promise. I am going to fight smog, Granny. Well, I told Mr. Drysdale that you might not let him have it, but he says he is coming by to pick it up. So that is betwixt you and him. Granny, I am going to fight smog. How? Well, I do not know, but Uncle Jed says it takes brains and money. Betwixt us, we are all set. You got money, have you? No, I am supplying the brains. Sitting up here betwixt these sideburns is a real brute. The only brute you have sits here at the end of your gutter. Jed laughed. I think we ought to encourage your boy, Granny. He does not know smog from applesauce. I do so. I listen to the reports all the time. Why, today we are having light eye irritation. But that does not worry me, because I have dark eyes. That is a great partner you got there, Jed. All right, guard. Go in there and get that money, and do not take no for an answer. You forced me to wear this uniform to save paying a guard, but it will not work. Mr. Clapper will recognize me. I thought of that, so just wear this disguise. Here we go. Looks great. Now get the money. But suppose Mr. Clapper will not let me take it? Well, you have got a gun. Use it. Oh, geez. Oh, I do not need to shoot him. Just fire a couple of shots over his head to show him he means business. I will not. If you want that money, go and get it yourself. A fine guard you are. Why, you are a disgrace to that uniform. Mr. Drysdale, I thought I heard somebody. Oh, Mr. Clapper, this guard is here to pick up that $700,000. I do not think I can let him have it. Look, whatever you do, do not cross him. His arm, he is a mad dog killer. Is that a fact? Are you a mad dog killer, Miss Jane? Of course not. Miss Hathaway, what are you doing in that uniform? Oh God. If this is your idea of a practical joke, I, for one, do not appreciate it. Or can I imagine Mr. Clampett is amused either? No, I do not see that she is punished, Mr. Clampett. And I think the proper punishment would be to make her carry out that heavy bag of money. Go get it. Now hold on. She ain't toting out that money. Well, if you want to forgive her so easily, but keep an eye on her. Any woman who will dress up like that is watching. Hello, Jethro. Howdy, Mr. Drysdale. Hey, get up. I need this money. Uncle Jed does not want you to have it. So I am going to sit here until I think of a way to get rid of the smog. Jethro, that is a problem for a genius to solve. Thank you. I am working on it. Why do not you go out to the kitchen and eat something? Thought I would not eat until I figured out a way to whip the smog. Well, go get a stick and hit it. You ain't being no help. Well, neither are you. Get up. Not until I think of an idea. Jethro, get off the money. Here is an armed guard. He will shoot you. Hey, mister. You look like your secretary, Miss Jane. I am, Miss Jane. What are you doing wearing that outfit? It was dark when she dressed this morning. Now get off the money. See, Mr. Clampett is not going to let you take this money. Okay, then you take it. Come on, get out. Forget it. We might just as well go back to the office. Hey, Miss Jane, before you go, just sit down and help me think of an idea on how to get rid of the smog. Jethro, dear boy, the finest minds in the country are working on that problem. Yeah, but I am not getting nowhere. Do not sit there wasting time with that idiot. Now hold on. Just because she is dressed funny does not make her an idiot. Get out from there, both of you. Mr. Drysdale, it is hard to think of brilliant ideas with folks yelling at you. Where does Granny keep her shotgun? I sure hope I can whip that smog problem before I starve to death. Jethro, I am afraid that problem will not be solved until someone invents a replacement for the internal combustion engine. I will do it. I am on it, muttered. They don't want us here. They think we're just a bunch of hillbillies who don't know the difference between a mansion and a shack. They don't know what we've seen or what we've done. Ellie Mae watched the birds flying over the high trees inside the grounds. She felt a connection to the place, despite the cold walls and the stern-faced men in uniforms. Feels like a big cage, she whispered, holding onto a small wooden box she had brought for her critters. I don't know if I want to live in a place where you can't even climb a tree. Jethro was not deterred. He had been looking at the structure of the fence, calculating the height and the weight of the steel bars. If I had my steam engine, I could probably blast a hole right through this thing, he whispered loudly. Jed quickly shushed him, patting his nephew on the shoulder. Now, Jethro, we don't go blowing up government property. We are here to bring peace and to help, not to cause a ruckus. We'll wait for Honest John. He's a smart fella and he knows the ropes. They waited for what felt like hours. The sun began to dip behind the buildings, casting long, orange shadows across the pavement. People in business suits hurried past them, ignoring the group standing by the gate. Jed sat down on a nearby bench, feeling the weight of the day. He thought about his home back in the hills, the quiet mornings with the dew on the grass, and the simple joys of a life unburdened by national problems and complex deeds. Maybe we shouldn't have come, he thought, though he would never say it out loud. Finally, Honest John returned, looking flustered and out of breath. He was holding a different piece of paper, a document with a golden seal at the top. I have good news and bad news, he declared, his voice trembling with artificial intensity. The bad news is that the president is in a very long meeting with the cabinet and cannot see us tonight. The good news is that I have secured a temporary permit for you to stay in the guest house of the White House, provided that you sign this additional document confirming your commitment to the environmental cause. Jed took the paper and signed it without hesitation. He was just glad that they had found a place to rest their heads. They followed Honest John through a side gate, past several checkpoints, until they reached a small, charming building nestled in the back of the property. It was not the main house, but it was sturdy, clean, and had a beautiful garden filled with roses and lilies. This will do just fine, Jed said, beaming with pride. As they settled into the guest house, the night grew quiet and peaceful. Jed sat on the porch, looking out at the vast expanse of the grounds. The city of Washington was alive with lights, a sprawling sea of color that reached toward the horizon. He felt a deep sense of accomplishment. He had done what he set out to do. He had helped the princess, he had brought his family to the center of the country, and he had even managed to secure a spot where they could see the world from a new perspective. He went inside to find his family already busy making the space their own. Granny was in the kitchen, already complaining about the lack of proper cooking pots, while Ellie Mae was trying to find a comfortable corner for her baby possum. Jethro was in the living room, trying to take apart a lamp to see how the electricity worked. Jed smiled to himself. They were together, and that was all that truly mattered. Even if the president didn't come to call immediately, they were part of the fabric of this great place now. The next morning, the sun rose over the dome of the Capitol, bathing the entire district in a soft, golden light. Jed woke up early and went out to the garden. He found the princess there, sitting on a stone bench watching the birds. She looked much different in the morning light, her eyes bright and observant. She looked at Jed and offered him a small carved stone. She said that this was a token of her ancestors, a symbol of the earth that sustained them all. Jed accepted it with grace and placed it in his pocket, right next to his heart. He felt a bond that transcended language and culture. It was a simple understanding between two people who loved the land. He knew that whatever happened in the coming days, he had made a friend for life. He walked back to the guest house, feeling refreshed and ready for whatever the day might bring. He didn't know yet that back at the bank, Mr. Drysdale was frantic, trying to figure out why the Clampetts had disappeared and where the money had actually gone. Drysdale was pacing his office, his hair disheveled and his tie askew. Miss Hathaway was sitting in the corner, calmly filing papers. "Chief, you need to calm down," she said, not looking up. "The Clampetts are adults, and they have every right to travel where they please. But it is my money. It is the foundation of my bank. If they start spending it on government projects or giving it away to fake princesses, I will be bankrupt within the week." Miss Hathaway stopped filing and looked at him. "Perhaps you should consider that they are happy, and that for the first time in their lives, they are doing something that feels meaningful to them." Meaningful? They are hillbillies. They don't know the difference between a high-yield investment and a bag of marbles. I need to get to Washington, and I need to stop them before they do something truly catastrophic. He grabbed his hat and dashed out of the office, Miss Hathaway trailing behind him, resigned to her fate. Meanwhile, in the guest house, Jed and his family were preparing for a breakfast of scrambled eggs and bacon, using the small stove in the corner. Jethro had figured out how to make toast, though he had almost set off the fire alarm in the process. "We really should invite the president over for a bite to eat," Jed said, buttering a slice of bread. "It's only polite, seeing as we're staying in his backyard." Granny grunted in agreement. "If you don't come, I'll go over there and knock on the front door myself. I ain't one to sit around and wait for royalty to acknowledge us." Ellie Mae chirped in, telling them about how many squirrels she had seen on the roof of the guest house. "It's a regular kingdom out there," she said, her eyes wide with wonder. Just then, a knock at the door startled them all. Jethro jumped, dropping his toast, and Jed stood up to answer it. Standing on the porch was a man in a sharp blue suit, carrying a leather briefcase. "Good morning, Mr. Clampett," the man said with a polite bow. "I am from the office of the president, and I have been instructed to inform you that your presence has been noted and that the president is very busy, but would like to send his greetings." Jed smiled, his face beaming. "Well, you tell him thank you kindly, and tell him that we've got plenty of eggs if he's ever in the neighborhood." The man looked a bit confused, but he maintained his composure. "I will be sure to pass that along, sir." He turned to leave, but then paused. "Oh, and one more thing. We would appreciate it if you could refrain from feeding the squirrels on the south lawn. They have become quite aggressive lately." Jed chuckled. "I'll tell my niece. She's the one who's been taking care of them." The man left, and Jed closed the door, feeling like he had just had a brush with greatness. Later that afternoon, they decided to take a walk around the White House grounds, staying within the permitted areas. They marveled at the statues, the perfectly manicured hedges, and the sheer scale of the history that surrounded them. Every building held a secret, every path a story. They eventually found themselves near the Rose Garden, where a group of tourists was being led by a guide. The guide was talking about the architectural history of the house, but Jed felt that there was so much more to it than just the stones and the wood. He whispered to the family that the house was more than just a building. It was a symbol of the people, of the struggles and the triumphs of those who had come before them. He saw the pride in his family's eyes, the realization that they were standing in the heart of their country. Even Jethro was quiet, looking around with a sense of awe that rarely settled over him. As they wandered further, they spotted a familiar face near the fountain. It was Honest John, but he was not alone. He was talking to a man who looked very much like a high-ranking official, gesturing wildly with his hands. Jed felt a slight pang of concern. What could they be talking about? He didn't want to interfere, but he also felt a duty to see what was happening. He decided to walk over and say hello. As he approached, he heard them mention the smog project and the transfer of funds. Jed stopped, his heart said, "We did just fine." And as the stars began to appear in the twilight, one by one, he knew that they were exactly where they were meant to be. The mansion was quiet, the world was at peace, and they were together. That, he thought, as he closed his eyes and let the cool evening air wash over him, was all that really mattered. The story of their lives was a simple one, but it was a story filled with heart, humor, and a deep, abiding faith in the goodness of people. It was a story that would continue to unfold, day by day, as they navigated the complexities of their new life while staying rooted in the simple truths they had brought with them from the hills. And as the night deepened, blanketing the world in a soft, velvet darkness, they rested in the knowledge that they were part of something much bigger than themselves. A family, a journey, and a legacy that would endure as long as they held onto the values that made them who they were. With each passing day, they found new ways to contribute, new ways to help, and new ways to enjoy the simple pleasures that made life worthwhile. They were, in the best possible way, exactly who they had always been, and they were perfectly content to be that way come what may. And so, the legend of the Beverly Hillbillies lived on, not as a story of rags to riches, but as a story of a family that stayed true to their hearts, no matter where life took them. The world would keep turning, the stars would keep shining, and the story of the Clampetts would keep being told. A reminder to all who heard it that the most important things in life are never things at all, but the people you love and the memories you make together, day after beautiful day. And as Jed fell asleep, he felt a deep, profound sense of gratitude for every moment, every challenge and every triumph, knowing that his life was a gift, and he had lived it with all the honesty, integrity, and love he had to give. The mansion was silent, the house was at rest, and the family was secure. They were home, they were together, and they were happy, and for the Beverly Hillbillies, that was the greatest, most wonderful ending of all. They had traveled far, they had seen much, and they had come back to the simple, enduring truth that love is the only currency that really counts. And in the soft, quiet stillness of the night, that truth was all they needed to carry them into the bright, promising dawn of the many days to come. The morning light would return, the cycle would continue, and the Clampetts would be ready, their spirits lifted and their hearts prepared to face whatever the world had in store. They were a family, they were a unit, and they were a testament to the power of the human spirit to remain true to itself in the face of any challenge. And as the world slept, the story lived on, a beacon of hope and a reminder of the simple, beautiful joys that define a life well lived. With each new sunrise, they would continue their journey, learning, growing, and always staying true to the values that had defined them from the very beginning. They were the Beverly Hillbillies, and they were home, and that truly was everything. First, the ancestors were very adamant that she should not sell the land to any ordinary pale-faced person. However, they have now revealed that they recognize a very special spirit in you, Jed Clampett. They believe that if you were to become the owner, you would treat the land with the same respect and honor that your ancestors once showed to the Columbia tribe. The princess is ready to negotiate, but she requires a sign of good faith. She wants you to participate in a traditional ceremony of brotherhood. You must trade something of great personal value to show that you are truly humble and that you seek harmony, not just ownership. I am ready to give her my finest boots or perhaps even my favorite hat. No, Jed, it must be something that represents your connection to the earth and the life you lead. Perhaps the precious metal you brought with you, the gold that you have mentioned before? She does not care for gold, as she believes it is the source of all the greed that brought the cannons to her doorstep. She wants something more spiritual. Jethro, do you have any ideas? I have my invention, but I am not sure she would appreciate a steam-powered engine. Wait, I know what she wants. She wants the pickled pawpaws and the hand-slung chickens that we brought all the way from Beverly Hills. Those are the foods of the earth, the simple gifts of a provider. Yes, that is exactly it. She has been hungry for the taste of the true wild, something that has not been touched by the city. Go and fetch the baskets. Jed approached the princess with the offerings in his hands. He knelt down before her and presented the jar of pickled pawpaws and the basket of chicken. The princess looked at the gifts, her eyes squinting through the heavy layers of war paint. She reached out with a trembling hand, took a piece of the chicken, and tasted it. A slow smile spread across her wrinkled face, and she let out a soft, humming sound that echoed in the quiet air. She looked at Jed and spoke a long string of words that sounded like the rustling of dry leaves in the wind. She says that this is the best food she has tasted in over 100 years. She is ready to sign the deed to the White House property over to you, provided that you promise to always keep her and her people in mind. She wants to be assured that no more cannons will ever point toward her teepee. Jed nodded solemnly, his hat clutched in his large, calloused hands. I promise you, princess, as long as I have breath in my body, no harm shall come to you or your people. You will be a guest in the house, a respected elder. I will make sure the president understands that he is lucky to have such a noble neighbor. The deal was struck, and Honest John, acting as the self-appointed mediator, produced a document that he claimed was the official transfer of the deed. He handed it to Jed with a flourish, his eyes gleaming with a mixture of excitement and hidden malice. You have done it, Jed. You are now the official overseer of the most important piece of land in the entire United States. The president will be absolutely stunned when he finds out. We should go there right now. We will present him with the papers, and he will have no choice but to invite us in for a long stay. We must prepare properly. Granny, you polish up those shoes. Ellie, put on your best gingham dress. Jethro, leave that machine of yours here. We need to look like dignified landowners. They spent the next hour getting ready, the excitement in the hotel room palpable. Jed felt a strange sense of responsibility. He looked at the document again, trying to decipher the complex legal jargon, but the words seemed to dance around the page. He trusted Honest John, for he had been so helpful, and he believed that in the nation's capital, everyone operated on the same principles of honesty that he did back in the hills. As they walked toward the White House, the gates seemed to loom larger than they ever had before. The guards stood like statues, their eyes scanning the horizon. Jed walked up to the main gate with his head held high, the deed tucked firmly under his arm. Good day to you, gentlemen, Jed said with a friendly tip of his hat. We are here to see the president. I am Jed Clampett, and I have some very important news regarding the ownership of this here fine piece of property. The guard looked at him, then at the rest of the family, and finally at the paper Jed was holding. He didn't seem particularly impressed. Sir, unless you have an appointment or a direct summons from the executive office, cannot let you pass. This is a restricted area. Jed tried to explain, telling him about the princess and the deal he had made, but the guard remained unmoved. Honest John stepped forward, whispering something to the guard, and for a moment, it seemed like things were going to work out. However, the guard simply shook his head and gestured for them to stand back. This is highly irregular, Honest John murmured, wiping his brow. It seems that the security clearance has been stepped up even further. We must find another way. Perhaps we should go through the back entrance, or wait for the press conference later this afternoon. Jed, you stay here with the family. I will go and talk to the people in charge. I know a few folks who can cut through this red tape like a hot knife through butter. He disappeared around the corner of the stone wall, and the family was left standing on the sidewalk. Granny was getting impatient. She paced back and forth, her jaw set in a determined line. I knew it, and for a moment, everything felt right again. Jed walked over to the cabinet, opened it, and placed his hat on the shelf. He looked at his family, his sister-in-law, his nephew, his daughter, and felt a profound sense of gratitude. They had seen the world, they had faced challenges, and they had come through it all together, stronger and more united than ever. "Well," he said, his voice soft and contented, "it is good to be home. But I reckon we have a lot of work to do. We still have a world to take care of, and I think we have just the right team for the job." And so, life in the mansion continued, filled with laughter, love, and the occasional, well-intentioned but slightly chaotic attempt to improve the world. They were the Beverly Hillbillies, a family of simple folk with big hearts, forever learning and forever growing, one adventure at a time. And in the end, it was not the millions of dollars or the grand houses that defined them. It was the kindness they shared, the lessons they learned, and the unwavering belief that, no matter how complicated the world became, the most important things in life were always the ones that stayed the same. Family, honesty, and a little bit of faith in the goodness of others. The sun rose over the hills the next morning, casting a warm, golden glow over the mansion. Outside, the birds were singing, the trees were rustling in the breeze, and the world was waking up to a brand new day. Jed walked out onto the porch, his eyes fixed on the horizon, feeling a sense of peace that he hadn't felt in a long time. He thought about the future, about the inventions that Jethro would surely come up with, about the gardens that Ellie Mae would tend, and about the wisdom that Granny would continue to share. He knew that there would be more challenges ahead, more scams to avoid, and more mysteries to solve, but he also knew that he would never have to face them alone. As he stood there watching the world go by, he felt a deep, quiet joy. It was a simple joy, the kind that comes from knowing you are exactly where you are meant to be, with exactly the people you are meant to be with. And in that moment, he realized that, while they hadn't saved the world from smog, they had done something just as important. They had kept their integrity, they had stayed true to themselves, and they had found, in the heart of the city, a place that they could truly call their own. And that, he thought as he turned to go back inside for breakfast, was success enough for any man. The family gathered around the table, the morning air filled with the smell of fresh coffee and the sound of their shared laughter. It was a scene that had played out 1,000 times before, and yet it felt different today. It felt like the beginning of something new, a renewed commitment to the values they held dear, and a deeper appreciation for the life they had built together. Granny poured the coffee, her movements efficient and precise. "Well," she said, "if we are done with all that Washington business, I suppose we can get back to doing things the right way. I have a whole list of chores that need attending to, and I reckon you all have your own work to do." Jethro nodded, his mouth already full of eggs. "I'm going to get back to my lab, Uncle Jed. I think I have an idea for a solar-powered lawnmower. It's going to be the next big thing. You wait and see." Ellie Mae smiled, her eyes bright, "And I am going to go check on the critters. They must be wondering where I went." Jed looked at them all, his heart swelling with pride. He knew that they would always be who they were, simple, honest, and filled with a genuine love for life. And he knew that as long as they had each other, they would always be ready for whatever the world threw their way. He picked up his coffee cup, a slow, satisfied smile on his face. "You know," he said, looking around the table, "I believe we are going to have a mighty fine day today." And as the conversation drifted toward the small, everyday details of their lives, the laughter began again, filling the room with the warmth of family and the promise of a future yet to be written. The mansion, once so strange and overwhelming, now felt like a home in the truest sense of the word. It was a place where they could be themselves, a place where their dreams were nurtured, and a place where they were always surrounded by the people who mattered most. They had gone to Washington searching for a way to save the world, but in the end, they had found something much more personal and enduring, a deeper understanding of themselves and a stronger, more resilient bond as a family. And as they set out to tackle the day, They did so with the quiet confidence of people who knew that, no matter what happened, they had everything they truly needed right there, in the heart of their own home. The journey had been long, the adventures had been plenty, but the story was far from over. With a world full of possibilities and a heart full of hope, Jed Clampett and his family continued their journey, embracing each new day with the same simple wisdom and untiring spirit that had brought them from the hills of the Ozarks to the heights of Beverly Hills. They were, in every sense of the word, a success story not of money or fame but of character, love, and the enduring power of a family that always found a way to make the best of every situation. And as the years passed, the legend of the Beverly Hillbillies grew, becoming a story that would be told and retold for generations to come. It was a story of hope, a story of integrity, and a story of a family that remained true to their roots, no matter how far they traveled. It was, in the end, a story about the simple, powerful truth that it is never too late to learn, never too late to grow, and never too late to make a difference in the world, one small, kind, and honest act at a time. For Jed Clampett and his kin, the world was a wide, wonderful place, and they were ready to meet it with open arms and steady hearts, forever grateful for the life they lived and the people they loved. The mansion remained a beacon of their journey, a testament to their resilience and a home for all the dreams they had yet to fulfill. And as long as the sun continued to rise over the hills of Beverly, the Clampetts would be there, living their lives with the same simple joy and unwavering grace that had always been their true, most precious treasure. The morning sun climbed higher, the shadows retreated, and the day truly began. They stepped out into the world, ready to continue the work they had started, full of life, full of purpose, and full of the kind of happiness that comes from knowing who you are and where you belong. The story of the Beverly Hillbillies was not just a tale of wealth and change. It was a testament to the fact that home is not where you are, but who you are with, and that the greatest riches are the ones you carry in your heart. Jed looked at the mansion one last time before turning toward the fields. It was a grand place, a place of marble and gold, but it was just a house. The real magic was inside, in the laughter of his family, in the warmth of their love, and in the shared journey that continued every single day. He walked on, his steps steady and sure, his mind clear, and his spirit light. He was Jed Clampett, and he was home. And so, the quiet, humble, and deeply satisfying rhythm of their lives resumed, a testament to the enduring power of family and the simple beauty of a life lived well. They were, and would always be, the people who had found their way in the world without ever losing themselves, and in that, they were richer than all the treasures of Beverly Hills combined. The sun continued to shine, the world continued to turn, and the Beverly Hillbillies continued their story, one beautiful, ordinary day at a time. As the afternoon light began to mellow, turning the sky into a canvas of soft pinks and oranges, Jed found himself back on the porch, his thoughts drifting toward the future. He knew that the world would keep changing, that new problems would arise, and that new adventures would await them, but he also knew that they would be ready. They had learned that the secret to a good life was not found in what you had, but in how you lived, and that, ultimately, was a lesson that would sustain them through all the years to come. Granny walked out and sat in the rocking chair beside him, her hands folded in her lap. "It sure is a peaceful evening," she said, her voice soft. "I reckon we did all right by ourselves, didn't we?" Jed nodded, his eyes fixed on the distant hills. "We did just fine, Granny," with this official. Jed nodded and motioned for his family to follow. Granny, however, pulled him aside, her expression uncharacteristically grave. "Jed," she whispered, "there is something about that man that sits uneasy with me. He is too eager. And his eyes, they do not look like the eyes of a man who serves the spirits. They look like the eyes of a man who serves himself." Jed patted her hand reassuringly. "I know, Granny. I have felt it too. But we are here now and we have promised to help. We will see this through, but I will keep my eyes open. I will not let anything happen to our family or to our money. They followed Honest John into a private room just off the main lawn, a space that had been quickly cleared for the occasion. The walls were lined with official-looking seals and maps, and a heavy wooden desk sat in the center of the room. Honest John's partner, who had been orchestrating the security details, was already there, his face flushed with triumph. "Here we are, gentlemen," John announced, pulling a thick stack of documents from his briefcase. "All that remains is the simple formality of signing these papers. Once they are signed, the funds will be transferred, the deal will be sealed, and the president will have no choice but to welcome you to the White House." Jed took the pen, but as he moved to sign, he paused. He looked at the documents, then at the two men standing before him. He noticed a slight, nervous tremor in John's hand, a flicker of uncertainty that hadn't been there before. "Tell me, John," Jed said, his voice calm but firm, "these here papers. Do they mention anything about the environmental protections we talked about? Do they detail how the money is to be used to clean up the air?" John blinked, momentarily taken aback. "Why, of course, Mr. Clampett. They are standard governmental documents. They cover all the legal requirements for a transfer of this magnitude. Every detail is included, just as we discussed." Jed studied the papers for a long moment, then looked up at his nephew. "Jethro, you have a good mind for these things. Why don't you take a look at these here ciphers and see if you can make heads or tails of them?" Jethro stepped forward, his brow furrowed in concentration. He squinted at the fine print, his lips moving as he traced the lines of text. "Uncle Jed," he said after a moment, "this here does not look like any contract I have ever seen. It looks more like a request to transfer all of our assets into an offshore bank account in the name of Citizens Against Smog Horror?" Jed's eyes narrowed. "Is that a fact?" "Yes, sir. And it says here that the signatories waive all rights to the funds, granting full control to the committee chair." Honest John's face went pale. That is simply a misunderstanding, Mr. Clampett. It is a necessary legal procedure to ensure the funds are handled by the committee and not diverted. It is for your own protection." Granny stepped forward, her hands on her hips, her voice a sharp crack of authority. "For our protection? You think we are fools? We may be from the hills, but we know when a fox is trying to get into the henhouse." Suddenly, the door burst open and a team of men in dark suits entered, their weapons drawn but their expressions calm and professional. They were not the actors that Honest John had hired. They were the real Secret Service. "Mr. Clampett?" one of them asked, his voice firm. "I am Special Agent Miller. I am afraid there has been a significant misunderstanding regarding your presence here. We would like to have a word with you and your associates, and we would like to take a look at the documents you are holding." Honest John's partner bolted for the window, but he was quickly intercepted and restrained. John himself stood frozen, the color draining from his face as he realized his elaborate scheme had finally crumbled. Jed looked at the agents, then at his family, and finally at the terrified man before him. He sighed, a slow, weary sound that held no malice, only disappointment. "I reckon I owe you an apology, Agent. We didn't mean to cause no trouble. We just wanted to help with the smog." The agent allowed a small, almost imperceptible smile to touch his lips. "Mr. Clampett, your intentions were noble, but the methods were irregular. Perhaps it would be best if we sat down and discussed how real, effective environmental initiatives are handled in this country. And perhaps we should also discuss how you came to be in possession of these fraudulent documents." In the hours that followed, the true story began to emerge. The Secret Service agents, having spent days tracking the movements of Honest John and his partner, had finally gathered enough evidence to pull the plug on the operation. They had been observing the entire ceremony, waiting for the perfect moment to intervene and protect the Clampetts from the impending theft of their fortune. As the reality of the situation sank in, the Clampetts were treated with a mix of bemusement and genuine respect. They had been the victims of a scam, yes, but their hearts had been in the right place, and their sheer, stubborn goodness had actually helped the authorities expose the criminals. By the time the sun began to set over the Potomac, the mood in the room had shifted from one of high-stakes tension to one of calm, constructive dialogue. The agent Miller sat across from Jed, sipping a cup of coffee and listening as Jed shared his thoughts on the importance of keeping the air clean for the generations to come. "You have a very sharp mind, Mr. Clampett," Miller said, clearly impressed. "You see the problem not just as a matter of policy, but as a matter of human health and responsibility. That is a perspective that is often missing from our discussions." "Well," Jed replied, leaning back in his chair, "if folks would just stop looking at the world as a place to be squeezed for every penny and started looking at it as a place to be cared for, we would all be better off. I reckon it is just that simple." As it turned out, the story of the Beverly Hillbillies and their attempt to save the world from smog became a legend. In Washington, they were not invited to stay at the White House, but they were given a private, official tour by the president himself, who thanked them for their public spirit and their inadvertent help in capturing a dangerous pair of con artistes. The trip home was a quiet one. As they flew back to California, the family sat together, reflecting on the whirlwind of events. Jethro was already sketching new designs for an even more efficient engine, his mind clearly focused on the next big challenge. Ellie Mae was busy recounting the stories of the animals she had seen in the city, her voice filled with wonder. Granny was staring out the window, a thoughtful expression on her face, while Jed sat quietly, his hand resting on his knee. "Uncle Jed," Jethro said, breaking the silence, "do you think we actually made a difference? We didn't give away the money, and we didn't get to live in the White House. But do you think anyone listened to what we said?" Jed looked at his nephew, a slow smile spreading across his face. "Jethro," he said, "when you stand up for what is right, and you do it with an honest heart, you are always making a difference. Even if it is just one person who hears you, or one person who starts to think a little differently, that is enough. The world doesn't change all at once, like a thunderclap. It changes a little bit every single day, because of people like you who keep trying to make it better." "And what about that princess?" Granny asked, her eyes twinkling with a bit of mischief. "That was the best part of the whole show, if you ask me. I wonder where she got those blankets. They were right pretty." Jed laughed, a deep, resonant sound that filled the small cabin. "I suspect she is back at her home, laughing about the whole thing," he said. "And I reckon that is just fine. Sometimes, a little bit of mystery is what makes life worth living." As they touched down in Beverly Hills, the city felt familiar and comforting. The mansion stood waiting for them, a symbol of their strange, wild, and wonderful journey. They were back in the place where they had first arrived with nothing but their dreams and a truckload of memories from the Ozarks, and they had grown so much since then. They walked into their home, the familiar scents and sounds wrapping around them like an old friend. Elmer, the little raccoon, scurried out to greet them, chattering in his own peculiar way, never truly over. There are always new things to learn, new people to meet, and new ways to make the world a better place. And he is ready for whatever comes next, with the same simple, steady heart he has always had. The journey may have ended, but the story continues, written in the lives of those he has touched and the memories he has created. And that, he thinks, is the most wonderful thing of all. The hills welcome them back with open arms, the familiar sights and sounds of home wrapping around them like a comfortable blanket. The animals, sensing their return, start to make their presence known, the birds singing in the trees and the dogs barking in greeting. It is as if the entire landscape has been waiting for them, happy to have them back where they belong. Jed walks to the edge of his property, looking out over the rolling hills, the golden sunlight filtering through the trees. He takes a deep breath, feeling the peace of the place fill his soul. He has been away, he has seen the world, and he has found that there is no place quite like this, no place where he feels more himself. Granny is soon busy in the kitchen, the smell of her cooking drifting through the house, while Ellie Mae is out in the yard, laughing and playing with her friends. Jethro, ever the innovator, is already tinkering with his equipment, looking for the next big thing that will change the world. And Jed, sitting on his favorite chair, feels a deep sense of contentment. He knows that no matter where he goes or what he does, his heart will always remain here, in the simple, quiet beauty of the hills. And that is enough. Life goes on, simple and sweet, and he wouldn't have it any other way. The days melt into weeks and the weeks into months, and life in the hills settles back into its familiar rhythm. But the memories of their trip remain, a bright, shining light in the back of their minds. They talk about it often, about the people they met, the things they saw, and the lessons they learned. They share these stories with their neighbors, who are always eager to listen, and in doing so, they share the spirit of their journey with everyone they know. Jed continues his work, tending to his land, helping his neighbors, and living his life with the same integrity and kindness that defined him in Washington. He doesn't seek recognition, he doesn't ask for praise, he just does what he believes is right, day in and day out. And in his own quiet way, he continues to make a difference, one life, one moment at a time. The world outside may be changing, moving at its own frantic pace, but here, in the hills, time seems to hold its breath, allowing for the slow, steady growth of things that truly matter. And for Jed, that is the greatest gift of all. He knows that as long as he has his family, his land, and his own good sense, he has everything he could ever need. The beauty of it, he thinks, is that he never had to go looking for it. It was always right here, waiting for him to appreciate it. And as he watches the sunset over the hills, he knows that there is no greater happiness than to be exactly where you are, doing exactly what you were meant to do. The story of Jed Clampett and his family is a testament to the idea that, no matter where you find yourself, you can always bring a little bit of the hills with you. You can carry the simplicity, the honesty, and the warmth wherever you go, and you can share it with everyone you meet. You can be a force for good, a light in the darkness, and a reminder of what it means to be truly human. And that is a journey worth taking, no matter the distance or the destination. It is a journey that never truly ends, for it is written in the hearts of those who are willing to embark upon it, one step, one breath, one moment at a time. And for Jed, that is the only journey that has ever really mattered. As he leans back, the soft breeze stirring the leaves above him, he closes his eyes and smiles. He is home, he is happy, and he is at peace. The rest of the world can spin and rush and change all it likes, but here, in the quiet heart of the hills, there is a steady, unshakable truth that he knows will always be there, anchoring him, guiding him, and reminding him of everything that is good and right in the world. And in that, he finds the ultimate reward, the quiet, persistent, and undeniable joy of simply being alive. He knows that tomorrow will bring new work, new joys, and new opportunities to live his life with the same simplicity and grace that he has always cherished. And he knows that he will greet the morning with the same open, grateful heart, ready for whatever the day may hold. For him, every day is a gift, a fresh start, and a chance to do it all over again, with the same love, the same passion, and the same commitment to the things that truly matter. And that, he thinks, is a pretty good way to live. The hills are quiet, the stars begin to twinkle in the vast, open sky, and Jed settles in for the night, feeling the weight of the day drift away. He knows that he has done his best, and he knows that tomorrow will be another day to try again. And for now, that is enough. It is more than enough. It is everything. The journey has come full circle, leading him back to the place where he belongs. But he returns with a heart that is a little fuller, a mind that is a little wider, and a spirit that is a little stronger. He is home, and he is ready for whatever comes next, knowing that he has the strength and the wisdom to face it, whatever it may be. The legacy of his journey is not in the things he has seen or the people he has met, but in the person he has become, and that, he knows, is the most important thing of all. He falls asleep, a gentle smile on his face, dreaming of the hills, of the people he loves, and of the simple, beautiful life that lies ahead. The stars watch over him. The night air whispers its soft, comforting secrets, and the world turns on quietly and steadily, held in the balance of everything that is good and right. He is home, and he is at peace, and that, he knows, is all that really matters. The morning light breaks over the hills, turning the sky into a tapestry of soft, pastel colors. The birds begin their song, a cheerful, vibrant melody that seems to herald the beginning of a new day. Jed wakes up, feeling refreshed and ready to greet the morning. He walks out onto his porch, taking in the view, feeling the crisp, clean air fill his lungs. He knows that today will be a good day, filled with the same simple, beautiful joys that have always made life in the hills so special. He looks forward to his work, to his time with his family, and to the quiet, peaceful moments that he knows will be waiting for him throughout the day. He feels a sense of gratitude not just for the life he has, but for the opportunity to live it to the fullest, day in and day out. And as he starts his day, he carries with him the lessons of his journey, the memory of the princess, the kindness of the people he met, and the deep, abiding belief that goodness will always find its way, if only we give it the chance. He is a man who has traveled far, not just across the country, but within himself, and he returns with a wealth of wisdom that he knows will guide him for the rest of his days. He is Jed Clampett, a man of the hills, a man of the world, and a man who has found that the greatest adventure of all is the simple, quiet act of being true to oneself. And as he sets off into the day, he does so with a steady, confident stride, ready to embrace whatever comes next with the same love, the same warmth, and the same simple, beautiful spirit that have always made him who he is. The world is full of wonders, he knows, and he is ready to appreciate each and every one of them, one moment at a time. The story of his journey is written in the hearts of those who have known him, a legacy of love, kindness, and simplicity that will endure for generations to come. And that, he thinks, is a pretty good story to tell. As he walks through the woods, the sunlight dappling the path before him, he knows that he is exactly where he is meant to be, doing exactly what he was meant to do, and that is a feeling that no amount of money or fame could ever hope to replace. He is home, and he is happy, and he is at peace, and that, in the end, is all that really matters. He knows that the road ahead will have its challenges, its ups and its downs, but he also knows that he has the strength, the resilience, and the quiet, steady faith to face them all with grace and dignity. He all her little friends, the possums and the raccoons. Jed sits by the window watching the city lights flicker on, one by one. He thinks about the responsibility he has been asked to carry. Feels heavy, but somehow right. He has always believed that if you treat people with kindness and keep your word, the rest will fall into place. Meanwhile, in a dimly lit office across town, Honest John and his associate, Flo, are hatching the next step of their elaborate scheme. You see, he says, sipping a drink, the hillbillies are the key to everything. They are so trusting, so eager to do good. They will follow us anywhere as long as they think it helps the people. Flo looks skeptical, drumming her fingers on the table. But what happens when they find out we are just using them to line our pockets? We will be long gone by then, he says, with a wave of his hand. We will have the money, we will have the influence, and they will still be standing there, looking for a place to help. It is perfect. They do not want money, They do not want fame, they just want to be part of something meaningful. We are the ones providing that meaning. The next day, the sun rises over Washington, casting a golden glow on the marble monuments. Jed, Granny, and Jethro are up early, dressed in their finest, ready to hear the news from the princess. When they reach the site where she resides, they find her sitting exactly where she was before, almost as if she had not moved at all. She greets them with a nod, and Honest John, ever the eager middleman, rushes forward to translate. She has spent the night consulting with the spirits, he says, his voice thick with importance. The ancestors have spoken, and they are willing to grant the request, but there is one final, crucial condition. They must perform a ceremony of unity on the steps of the White House itself. A ceremony? Jed asks, looking puzzled. What kind of ceremony? One that shows the world that the land belongs to everyone, not just those who draw lines on maps. Jed nods. If that is what is needed to bring peace and harmony, then I am willing to do it. Granny chimes in, insisting that she will bring her own special touch to the ceremony. Perhaps some of her legendary homebrewed tea to share with everyone. Jethro, naturally, is excited about the prospect of having a big crowd watch him perform whatever part he is assigned. He starts practicing his bowing and his posture. The preparations for the ceremony begin in earnest. Honest John coordinates everything, making sure the right people are in the right places, while ensuring that the cameras are ready to capture every moment. He tells the press that it is a historic occasion, a moment of reconciliation between the past and the present. Jed, meanwhile, spends his time talking to the local people he meets, learning about their lives, their struggles, and their hopes for the future. He discovers that many people feel disconnected, as if the big city has taken away the neighborly spirit he took for granted back home. He talks to a man who sells newspapers, a woman who sweeps the sidewalks, and a child who is playing with a dog in the park. He listens, really listens, and he finds that beneath the rush and the noise, there is a deep, quiet yearning for connection. As the day of the ceremony arrives, the air is electric. People have gathered from all over, drawn by the news that something truly unusual is happening. The White House stands tall and regal in the background. Jed walks up to the steps, feeling the weight of the moment. He sees the princess, who is dressed in traditional attire, her presence commanding and serene. She looks at him, and for a moment, the bustling crowd seems to fade away. She hands him a simple, unadorned staff, a symbol of leadership and service. Jed takes it, holding it firmly. This staff belongs to the earth, he says, speaking clearly for all to hear, and I am merely its temporary guardian. It is not for me to own it, but for all of us to protect it. The crowd falls silent, the sincerity in his voice reaching everyone. Even the cameras seem to linger on his face, capturing the genuine humility of the man. The ceremony proceeds, and it is unlike anything Washington has ever seen. It is not a formal, stiff affair, but something warm and human, filled with music and laughter. Granny is there, handing out her tea, which everyone seems to enjoy, and Ellie Mae is surrounded by children, showing them a small bird she has helped nurse back to health. Jethro, true to his word, is busy helping everyone, moving chairs, carrying bags, and generally being the most helpful person on the entire lawn. As the sun begins to set, casting long, soft shadows over the grounds, Jed looks around and feels a profound sense of peace. He knows he has done the right thing. He has not only honored the princess and her people, but he has also helped to bring a little bit of home to the heart of the capital. Honest John, watching from the sidelines, feels a twinge of something that almost resembles guilt, but he quickly brushes it aside, reminding himself of the prophet that is soon to come. He approaches Jed, clapping him on the back. It was a masterpiece, he says, truly a masterpiece. The world will never forget this day. Jed smiles, his eyes reflecting the warm glow of the evening. It was not about me, he says, it was about us, all of us together. And that is what matters most. The next morning, the newspapers are filled with accounts of the event. They call it a triumph of the human spirit, a rare moment of genuine, unfiltered goodness. People are talking about the man from the hills who came to Washington and reminded them all of the values that truly matter. Jed finds himself becoming a bit of a local celebrity, though he takes it all in stride, always making sure to give credit to others. He meets with the president, not as a wealthy donor seeking influence, but as a concerned citizen wanting to contribute to the well-being of the nation. They have a long, frank conversation, and to everyone's surprise, the president finds himself actually listening, really hearing what Jed has to say. He agrees that the issues Jed raised are important, and he promises to look into them with the seriousness they deserve. As their time in Washington draws to a close, Jed and his family prepare to head back home. They have seen much, learned much, and made a difference in their own simple, quiet way. They pack their belongings, including the small tokens of memory they have collected along the way, and head to the airport. Sitting Hawk is there to say goodbye. She does not speak, but she reaches out and takes Jed's hand, holding it for a long, quiet moment. It is a gesture that says more than any words could convey. Jed feels as though he has gained a friend, someone whose wisdom and strength will stay with him long after he has returned to the hills. As the plane takes off, climbing high into the blue, they look down at the city, at the white buildings and the green parks, and they feel a sense of accomplishment. They know they have done their part, and they know that the world is a little bit brighter for their presence. Jethro looks out the window, his mind already turning to his next big project, while Ellie Mae is busy feeding a small squirrel she has managed to sneak on board. Granny, as always, is planning what she will cook when they get back, her mind filled with recipes and ideas for the garden. And Jed, sitting quietly in his seat, thinks about the journey they have taken. He thinks about the people he has met, the challenges he has faced, and the beauty he has discovered in the most unexpected of places. He realizes that life is not about the grand gestures or the big accomplishments, but about the small, everyday moments of kindness and connection. It is about the people you love, the work you do, and the values you hold dear. It is about being true to yourself, even when the world around you seems to be spinning in a different direction. As the plane lands, he knows that he is coming home, not just to the hills, but to a deeper understanding of himself and the world he lives in. He is still Jed Clampett, still the same man who left the hills with nothing but his family and his dreams. But he is also a little bit more. He is a man who has touched the world and allowed the world to touch him in return. And as he walks out of the airport, the fresh air of the country hitting his face, he feels a sense of profound gratitude. He is home, and it is good to be home, but he also knows that the journey is